Welcome to the 5 Letters Podcast, featuring myself, Yels,
alongside Cam.
And yo, it's me, Bez.
Check. Yes, sounds of the 5 Letters Podcast. This is episode 30. I feel like we should get a round of applause for making it to episode 30. Yeah, quick round. We fully haven't missed an episode or nothing. But yeah, obviously, as usual, we've got Bez to the left of me. We've got Cam sat across from me. How are you two doing?
Yo.
Doing good.
And we also have a special guest in the building, our first ever guest, man like T.Williams. What are you saying, man?
Good. Yeah.
You good? Tired, man. Working hard.
Definitely.
Out to Jay Bevan as well in the building as well. But yeah, Cam, Bez, how's your 2 weeks been? How you lot been doing? Catch me up. What's new in life?
It feels like it's been quick. You know, it's just been cold. Just been chapping outside.
That's definitely a thing. But actually, sorry, let me cut you off before you get into it. Forgot to say that song we opened up with, that was T.Williams, the man himself in the building, alongside James Jacob and Kelli-Leigh, and that was The Remedy. So yeah, definitely check that out. That's on Spotify. That's available everywhere. But yeah, Bez, as you were saying, man, it's cold.
Just been cold. Very cold. I haven't really done much this last 2 weeks. I feel like it's just been working and just
hustling.
Not even hustling. I've just been trying to hide from the cold. trying to keep warm.
Yeah, I hear that. What about you, Cam? I feel like it's going to be...
I mean, yeah, of course, you know who I am. It's the same. Really. Not been doing much, just been working, chilling. Yeah, that's it. What about you, man?
I hear it. Like, I think that makes 3 of us then, basically. I literally was saying to my friend the other day, I'm like, it's winter hibernation season. Like, I ain't coming out again until March, April. That's
We're not even in winter yet. We're not even in winter yet.
I know, it's still autumn, isn't it? Yeah, for real. But yeah, T, what's new with you, man?
What's new with me? I'm tired right now. Last night was at Egg. DJ'd at Egg last night.
Yeah.
First London show in 2 years. Yeah, so since 2019. The first thing since 2019.
Yeah, okay, crazy. Since before this pandemic.
Before the pandemic, yeah, literally before the pandemic. Because I played one thing in February of 2020 at the Standard Hotel, like for the book launch, the book that I was in, Basement Tops.
Yeah.
And then, that was it. But 2 years nearly. I'm talking last night, I was pranged out. Like, I got there, queue was round the corner. People, it was absolute.
That's the pressure.
It was mad. More often than not, I would never be like that. But queues around the corner, and I obviously not playing. I played out since because obviously I was in the States or whatever recently, but just playing here, it was.
It's hometown jitters.
Yeah,
like I hear it.
But not even that, bro. Just COVID. Not even that. I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh no, there's a lot of people here. And people were like trying to state their case why they need to get into the club, like obviously doing that thing. There was VIP table queue, then there was actual normal queue, but there was a lot of people out there. And I was just like, this is crazy. And I know how Egg is. Like Egg's like what, four different floors,
yeah,
like
big,
rooms
big,
everywhere.
big
Yeah,
place,
I was just like, I don't know how this is. I don't know what they're checking for, what they're not checking. Also, you know how people are when they're drunk and all the rest of it, which is exactly what it was.
Super friendly.
Got in there, sweaty. Yeah, that was yesterday anyway. And the last 2 weeks have just been like, just trying to adjust. Like jet lag hit me hard. I've just been trying to adjust.
Because you just came back from Canada, right?
Canada, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's hit me hard. So I'm just trying
to get back onto that London timing. Yeah?
trying and failing. Like,
how long was you out there for?
So in total, I was in North America for 2 months.
Oh, right.
2 months, yeah. 2 months, yeah. I went September. I come back this month. So 2 months.
Yeah, seen 2 months. But yeah, no. For those who don't know, obviously T's a producer, DJ, music man of all variations, I guess you could say. But yeah, let's. I guess let's give a bit of a background. So when did you start making music? This is such a weird question to ask for me. All right, so let me just put cards on the table. This is my older brother, innit? So for me to ask this question just feels mad odd. But anyway, when did you get your start? Talk to me about.
I don't know.
You told me when I got my start. Well, you don't know when I got my start.
I don't know this. So T, when did you get your start?
That's the question. So I started when I was about, I think I was 12. Yeah, so our big brother Jeffrey got gifted a computer by the government because of his dyslexia, and was that computer? Nah, I'm lying. It wasn't even that. We had a family computer. This is when you weren't even born. But so we had the family computer, and basically my friend from school gave me Coolgit. He gave me Cubase. Cubase is the first version of it on floppy disk.
Yeah.
And
myself. Yeah. So for I know we do have a couple youngers who tune in.
Young
so for the youngers, think of a USB stick, but much bigger, much flatter.
Think of an SD card. Do you know USB
even
stick?
That. Something like that. And you get the idea.
Yeah. So I got that, and just put it them times there it was just anyone was just putting anything on the computer in it. So I just put it on the computer. And just used to play with that. No, there was no plugins.
Yeah.
No sounds just the deadest sounds that you could ever have in the world. I was just just playing with that for time. But I went to Brentside High School in Hanwell, and there was a studio. We had a studio, a little small studio that had 3 computers, 3 normal PCs and 1 Mac in there. Again, old school Appy Macintosh thing, whatever. But all of those computers had Cubase on it. Cubase is the same program, but they actually had these little sound cards, which I bought one just the other day, or sound module, sorry, the JV1010.
Yeah.
So, basically, just used to be able to make the tunes at home, and then make the arrangements at home, the MIDI files and all that kind of stuff at home, and then take it to school
and put it on
sound and have the sound card, do the drift thing, and then record it to tape, and. That was the start of it being okay, I produce.
Yeah. Sounds like a stressful process.
Let me tell you even more stressful. Even take it even back further than that. Our cousin Nathan, me and him, but we used to. Tankara had, so our big sister had a keyboard.
Getting the whole family tree.
I know.
The whole big a keyboard, a Yamaha keyboard, and we had a little kind of Fisher Price tape recorder, and then we had a standard hi-fi thing. And what we used to do is we used to get the Fisher Price thing, record the drum beating, on the just out of the speakers, whatever, record it on the microphone from that, then play the tape back on the normal hi-fi.
Yeah.
While that's playing back with the drums,
do something else,
add your little chords or whatever on top of that whilst recording over there. Then take that tape, play that back, do the same thing again, and layer it up until we had some kind of tune and put little vocals and little rap and you know what I mean? Felt like it was crisscross and that, 2 bars. So from early, but that was those. So I'd say 12, year 8 was probably the proper producer, DJ, buying records, trying to make tunes, trying to make garage or whatever.
So it's so funny because the hustle is different, isn't it? Because I remember when I was first starting to muck about with producing and stuff, I remember you gave me a copy of Cubase, and I took my good day installing that, opened it up, and there was no sounds, no samples, no nothing, and I had said, oh well, exit. never looking at this again.
That's so far in the bar. Oh wow! How old was you then? How
old was I? I was probably about 15, something like that. I was definitely still in secondary school. But because we used to have so there was two things I used to use. I think it was Magic's Music Maker, and then we had LMNS.
Double M.
Okay, cool. But yeah, some Linux program that was basically like a bootleg of Fruit Loops. So those were the two things I was using at the time. And then you were like, oh, I use this. This is like a big boy thing. Da, 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 da. I installed it and I was like, oh, well, there's nothing here. I didn't even like consider even to like Google and figure out how to get sounds or anything. Didn't ask you. I was like, let me just go back to what I know, and just left it. I just absolutely left it. But yeah, that was a good, I guess, 10, 12 years after you were hustling.
If you was 15 and I was 26, I was already on a Mac. I'm thinking, yeah, I'll probably just give you that because that's the PC thing, isn't it? I was just like, because the real story would have been
Logic.
Buy a Mac.
I mean, I was 15. I didn't have Mac money like to just pull it out of the back pocket.
Like, yo, get yourself a Mac.
But yeah, like obviously, so that was the early days. Obviously, it's a long time since then. You know. not to par the par, but it's a long time.
Hey, listen, man, I got called 27 yesterday. I'm fucking gassed. I'm just gassed. Like, fine, call me old if you want. Like, I literally a 22-year-old called me. A 22-year-old Pengers called me 27 yesterday. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with my age. Like,
no, I love to hear it. But yeah, talk to us. All right, let's do this. Give us 3 songs. These can be from any time period for the audience to go check out. So we're going to play a couple. Obviously, we played the Remedy before. We're going to play a couple more. But give us three rhythms that sums up your musical journey. Let's do it like that.
3 rhythms.
In fact, let's do 3 that are yours and 3 that are other people that kind of influence this.
3 that are mine. That's easy. All right. So Think of You being one featuring Tendai. Shouts to Tendai. That's like one came out on PMR Records. It's legit.
Yeah, I think we're gonna play that one later as well, so you might hear a bit of that one.
So, Invasion, of course.
Under the other alias.
Dreddy. Yeah. Grime Track came out when I was a kid.
A youth man. Yeah.
A wee lad.
Yeah. And let me go for something.
Sorry, what's your like genre?
So I'm predominantly making play house music right now, but like I've come through jungle, garage, grime.
Yeah,
that's the 3
the pillars.
Yeah, the pillars. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to think in my head. Like, let me think of another one that kind of is a little bit more, maybe like Break Broke, which came out on Local Action Records, something by me T.Williams. That came out in like 2010. So, yeah.
So that's T.Williams featuring Tendai. Think of You. That's Dreddy, Invasion, Black Ops. And that's T.Williams Breakbook as well. That one's I ain't heard that one in a minute, but that's quite cool. Then second question. This one will probably be a bit harder, but three rhythms that you would say that inspired you or have helped you on your journey along the way. Let's say.
All right. So Ronnie Size, time stretch, jungle thing. Yeah, 1993. Who was born then?
None of us.
No one.
I said, who was born then? Not one of us.
Wow, no one was born. All right, yeah.
Almost there.
Ronnie Size, 1993, time stretch. Yeah, that big boy record, jungle record from back in the day. Let me see. DJ Gregory. I'm gonna say a 10-2 just because 10-1's cool, but a 10-2, like that's another one. Check it out. Afro House tune by big boy DJ Gregory.
Yeah.
Another one for the info. You know, it is harder because it's like just thinking about it.
And obviously it's 3, and I know you come through like a lot of different genres and stuff, so it's a bit.
Yeah. So that's that jungle. I got a house one. Let me go for a garage one.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I know. That's in my head. I'm like, oh man,
it's going to be tough.
Garage one, like, because I want to. Do you know what? To be fair, like, let me say this, like, because I always say we as the UK people, we don't like, you know, everyone talks about giving people their flowers and all the rest of it, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. But I would say that as an influence, I'm not going to say a track because I'm just like, the guy is just a legend, an absolute G.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say Steve Gurley, anything by Steve Gurley, just go, that's anything by the man. Donny, like any tune.
Yes, like, that is definitely someone who doesn't get enough flowers, especially in 2021. Like, just even though like garage is kind of coming back, or I wouldn't say coming back, but the garage sound is around again, a lot more than it's been, you know, some of the previous years. But yeah, he's not necessarily one that you hear his name a lot or whatever. So
yeah, he's not like his name like not ringing off people's tongue like.
Nah,
yeah, he's definitely not. Even in the garage world, he's not like a standard household like the newcomers. The garage is just, it's not that. Like, so I'm like, Steve Gurley, because I hear MJ Cole a lot more. Big up MJ Cole, but
yeah,
Steve
MJ
Gurley,
Cole, Wookie, like,
yeah.
Obviously, all legends, all dons. But yeah, this is another one that deserves some praise as well. So yeah, no, I can definitely back that. I can definitely back that. But yeah, no, I didn't really want to do like a full interview because I was thinking it's gonna be weird because obviously, yeah, I'm your brother, Cam's your brother, like it's gonna be weird. But we thought we'll give you an introduction to like our audience because yeah, obviously some of our audience won't know who you are and whatnot, so we do that. Bez, do you have any questions? Like just because I know you.
I'm just thinking, what's Afro House? Like, is that Afro beat? So when you said that, I'm thinking like Afro House. How's that gonna? Is that like Afro beats?
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Yeah. So all right. So even more, just to touch back on. So obviously, I've changed many genres in it. So we're here in London, and I remember when garage first came on, didn't like it. Like jungle I was a jungle purist, like in the early 90s. But yeah, so basically went through jungle, then to garage, and then obviously grime. And the grime raves I just used to like. I used to hate the grime raves, like really like Sidewinder. And I know a lot of people have a lot of good things to say about it, but it was a scary time, man. It was real. Sidewinder was real. Do you know what I mean? So actually, raving was just real back then, anyways. Like, you know, you don't know, you could get gassed or whatever it was. It was mad. But then that being said, I kind of like got into house music, and how I got into house music was via the genre of Afro house, which is basically it's basically house with like African influence in it.
Okay.
So a lot of what people would call South African house, like in its essence now, would have fallen underneath Afro house at that point in time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like Black Coffee would have been Afro house.
Yeah.
Like with obviously comes from South Africa, like in the same sense. So yeah, so Afro house is just music, like house music that has that African feel to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why have you never told me about this before?
You must. No. Do you know what? The reason why I know we have discussed this before is because I've said to you many, many times when we were talking about like Afro beats and Afro swing, right? I remember saying specifically to you that one of my problems with that sound is that it's not close enough to Afro house. I remember saying that, specifically saying that I would rather listen to like Black Coffee and like a lot of the South African DJs and producers.
Yeah.
Like, and that vibe. Because you were like, oh, you just hate African music. I was like, no. I'd rather listen to them, man, than what I guess the West Africans are doing. But that's how I know. I told you. I said, bring up the xenophobia. But that's how I know. I definitely mentioned it before. But
okay, I don't remember that. I'm like, how African house? I never heard this before.
Heard this, yeah. I mean, it's a lot. It's not used. The term's not used like as much now because we have South African house as a front runner.
Yeah.
But basically back then, maybe people would say to me like, "Oh, like I'm into South African Afro house."
Yeah,
that's what I would have gone along.
Yeah, man.
They just removed Afro in the middle and
I just call it,
South
and it goes hand in hand with obviously I'm a Piano, which is popping off right now and stuff like that as well. So yeah.
Okay, I'm not a fan of that. I'm a Piano.
No?
Nah.
I think it's vibes. I think it's like, for me, just because of the way I am, I'm like, we could pitch this up by like a bit, but I just think it's vibes in general. Like, I think it's alright.
What are you saying, Cam?
I'm a Piano. I don't think I've ever heard any of it.
Huh?
Nah.
You're not about it, are you?
Do you know what? I was about it until it feels like
it pops.
It's kind of like stale in the sense that they're not trying anything different. Like it's like the template's there. It's like for me, I'm a Piano is like similar to drill. Like you can hear a banging track in it, like, and it's like, yeah, this is sick. But I don't really want to hear like 4 hours, 5 hours of that.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like I don't like because I know
it can be a bit samey.
Can be samey,
Yeah.
So that's basically what it is for me. Like that's how it feels. Like they're not trying. And like you said, like I can't dance that well, so
That's
you know what I mean? They're kind of not for me either as well at the same time. When you see them doing their thing, like you feel alienated by that, like because like of course to make the whole thing as a cultural thing, like as well, it's like a big thing, even that in itself. So yeah, the dances as well. Like I'm like I appreciate it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's me. Like I saw, I went to an event at Fabric, and they had. It was like an Afro house and a piano kind of like room or whatever, and it had like obviously just a lot of people just in there doing like dancing I've never seen in a club before. Like, and I was just like, like I'm gonna just stand I'm just hold my corner because I can't get involved in all of this that's going on here. Like I don't, I don't have the capacity that far there. Like, but no, I do think it's vibes. But yeah, no, definitely not like my most favorite genre, but I do think it's the vibe, and I'm glad that a lot of South African producers and whatnot are getting their time in the sun and that. So yeah, that's good. But yeah, let's get on to some realness. We said we'll come in here, we'll discuss what we normally discuss. This episode 30, we'll get it a bit of a celebration, and yeah, we'll just make the most of it, really. But starting off on a bit of a downer topic, Boris Johnson has just announced that again.
Go on.
T just made a gesture. But yeah, now Boris Johnson just announced again that obviously masks is heavily encouraging people to start wearing masks again on public transport, in shops, etc., because of this new Omicron variant that is they've discovered that some people in the UK do have this variant, is quite different to the Delta variant that we've been dealing with previously. So they're thinking that it might be a variant that the vaccine doesn't necessarily protect all too well against as well. So again, it's looking like restrictions might get worse and worse, harsher and harsher and harsher.
Well, that just depends if
this variant starts spreading.
Yeah.
And obviously, they've red listed. Apparently, it started in like some South African countries, so they've reinstated the red list and they've banned travel from like some Southern African countries and stuff like that. We don't necessarily need to discuss the intricacies of this kind of thing, but 2 years on, how you not
It's in the same spot.
I was about to say, 2 years on, how are you not feeling about
back.
this? The fact that like things are getting worse again. Obviously, it looked like things were getting better for a while, but it seems like things are getting worse again. Like, I'm just looking at Jay Bevan and over there in the corner. He's just like, he just looks gutted in his face.
Yeah. Gutted. Omicron, is that what it's called?
That's what it's called, the Omicron variant. Yeah.
Damn, sounds like a transformer for real.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I'm like,
Unicorn is actually a transformer.
Yeah.
One letter difference.
Omicron. Yeah, damn. Yeah, I'm to be honest, like I'm trying to live my life, innit? Like you see, I've been away 2 times this year.
Mm-hmm.
I've been out the country more than I've been in the country this year, and long may that rain. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not trying to.
Must be nice.
Nah, they did say that for now they're not going to ban travel other than those Southern African countries. They're not going to ban travel.
They said that they need like 2 PCR tests or something when you come back in there. That's the only thing now.
Yeah.
Oh, they want their money again. That's what they're saying. Money again.
Basically.
Yeah, someone that's been through the process, like that process, it's dead. It's dead anyways as well. Again, the process is dead. So ultimately, honestly, if I'm honest, him saying that if restrictions if they did go back to some kind of like restriction, which they should, I feel like should be the way. Not that I want it, but I'm saying if you was really about it, then you just go for the restrictions and you just do it. Work from home if you can. You know what I mean? Wear masks on public transport, which whatever. Like, don't be handshaking people. Like, don't come up and hug me in the club.
Oh, absolutely
not.
Absolutely not.
All of that stuff, like that should just be like that should just be a standard, anyways. Regardless, but they're not going to do that. And like you said, they're probably going to go back to earning some peace from the PCR tests and all the rest of it. And
no,
slowly.
Just like for me, it's a bit mad because obviously we've had the whole vaccine rollout and everything, and then now this variant looks like, or they're not sure, but they feel like it might just all that hard work of rolling out the vaccine and whatnot and getting everyone jabbed twice and then booster jabs and whatnot, all of that could just be completely undercut and undermined if this variant is resistant to it.
Weren't people getting the Delta variant anyways, like after they had the vaccine?
Yes, but the vaccine apparently worsened the effects of the Delta.
Stops the worst.
Lessened the effects of the Delta variant.
Okay.
So if it doesn't lessen the effects of this, then it is basically useless.
Yeah.
But they don't know that for a fact yet. They're still doing studies. They're still trying to do whatnot. I think the company Pfizer did actually say that if that is the case, they would be able to make a new vaccine.
100 days.
Yeah, which is fairly quickly. But
then we're done by 100 days.
I was saying that's like a third of the month, a third of the year, basically.
That's quite quick. That's quite.
I mean,
quick.
it's quick for it. But think about it like this. All right, this is what I
it's
thought
shorter than what the
Yeah.
first vaccine was as well.
That was like 6 months,
Yeah.
and this one's 4 months.
Yeah,
It's not that much shorter.
but it's shorter. It's short. I remember a lot of people were like 6 months to make a vaccine. That's unheard of because it usually takes years and years and years.
Yeah.
So,
But let me say this. I was thinking that's a par only because man, I turn around telling you what? Oh yeah. In the spring, I can hook you up. Like when the worst months are over, when the bad months of the year are over, now I can hook you up.
but for the next winter, isn't it?
When the gamma strand variant comes about.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, what are you talking about? Like literally, hold on a minute. Yeah, I can hook you up. And do you know what? Even the fact that they use 100 days instead of like giving you the months as well. Like it's literally the whole media thing. Like it's like
That's a bamboozle, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, come on.
You hear days, you think it's shorter.
Yeah.
Come on now. You're what we're saying what you're gonna hook me up in
March. Kind of thing.
like January and February. It's gonna be bad, or it could be bad.
But then that's the point. That's on the government to figure something out from here to now. They're saying, right, cool.
We got the plan B.
We got you in 4 months. Let's say for the next 4 months, you lot got to figure out a way to manage this and maintain the situation so that people don't die. So it's in Boris's hands at that point.
Restrictions, man. Bring back the restrictions.
For me, like
lock everyone up except for me.
I was gonna say for me, I still wear the mask anyway. I don't really care. Like people are nasty. I don't want people breathing on me to begin with. I'll wear a mask. Like,
Just feel comfortable nowadays with the mask on.
It's calm. Like my masks are comfortable. Like I paid quite a bit of money for them. They're quite comfortable. They fit nicely. I can breathe in them. It's fine. I don't care.
Question.
Yes.
You wear glasses, right?
Only to use a computer, so
All right. So you're all right.
yeah.
Are you talking about the steamy glasses?
Let me tell you. It's a bar. Not that I want to be the guy that say, I like master, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, that like the comfortability of it. You're right. It like but like also there is that other side of it where it's like it's not comfortable as well at the same time.
Yeah,
when you're wearing glasses. or like the other day, I could be wearing glasses. For me, for instance, I could be wearing glasses, a mask, a hat with my beard. There's a lot going on in the headspace at that point in time. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on. Not that I'm the same as you though. I wear my mask like.
Right, something's kicking off in the studio. Lord of mercy, decided going off on the door outside. But yeah, no, I hear that. But lockdown wise as well. Obviously, I'd rather not. I like going out and enjoying myself, kind of thing, and getting mixy or whatever. But if things are gonna get worse, then do you know what? I'll work from home. Send me home.
Can I just say something? Like, go back to what you guys asked each other like at the beginning of the show, the podcast, whatever.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks, you said you done night. 2 weeks, you said you done night.
Exactly,
2 weeks, you said you done night.
exactly.
What would change if the restrictions did come in like for you lot right now?
Nothing. No, absolutely.
Lock it down.
Yeah.
I mean, my life hasn't changed from the beginning of 2020 until now. Like since the first point when I started working from home, nothing's changed for me. With all the changes that have happened, I've been working from home, and like I go out as much as I would go out.
Yeah,
pretty
exactly.
much.
Yeah.
Mine would be gym closing again. That would be annoying.
Devastating.
And like, I went for a run earlier. It's cold right now. Like, I don't want to go for runs again in the winter. Like it's cold.
I hear that.
That would be the worst thing for me. Like, yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's cozy. But even if they say the gym didn't close, say it went back to when it used to be.
Oh,
like,
that'll be fine.
yeah, like where you have to wipe down the machine with like all kinds of. Do you
People
still have to do
yeah,
that?
people still do that.
Yeah,
I don't
thought
have
it
to,
was
but
harsh.
people still do it.
Yeah,
But then like before, there was obviously a number limit on how
Yeah.
people could be in the gym at a time, which was actually good because you go in, it's like maybe 100 people limit, and then the gym's not too busy. But now you just go there, and it's like too busy.
Yeah, honestly, as long as the cinemas are still open up until
They're done
December,
Spider-Man.
I'm good. Yeah, once that's come out and I've gone and seen it, then everything can close.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about that later as well, like just like Marvel stuff as well, because we had a big conversation about Marvel last time, and we're gonna get into that. But yeah, no, I guess nothing actually changes. So
Because they said that was it the Plan B thing they had like kind of hovering about for all this time, and then they said that that might not be even that isn't enough. They have to be stricter than that. So I'm sure like lockdown will be what's coming basically. They've been trying to cancel Christmas for a while now, so they've got
they cancelled Christmas last year as well.
They've been saying it for ages. Like they've been saying like there's no pigs in blankets, so Christmas is cancelled. There's no turkey. Christmas is like all these things that Christmas is cancelled because of all these things that we can't get because of all the like HGVs couldn't bring stuff, and then yeah, now lockdown probably pending. So
Can you really see it locking down again though? Like
I don't think it will be like a full one like March 2020. Like
Yeah.
it'll-
I don't think it will ever be that. Ever
we will
again.
never see that again.
well, not March 2020, but I'm talking about like January 2021.
2021.
Yeah, it was this year. What? That feels like a lifetime ago. It was this year where we was all like, after Christmas and New Year's are done and
yeah,
whatever, Kwanzaa and New Year's, should I say, and
Yeah.
it was done and dusted. We're back in it.
Back in it. I could see that kind of lockdown happening again, because that lockdown wasn't as severe. People were still kind of doing their own thing. Like a lot of like different shops and stuff were still open, like in terms of just casual retail stuff,
yeah.
but they were closing mad early and had limits and whatnot. But it wasn't as bad. Like March 2020 was mad, and yeah, again, I don't think that will ever happen again. But I think January 2020, I think we could January 2021. Sorry, I think we could get back to that point of just like everyone is advised to stay at home, but there are a few little bits and pieces that you can go out and do.
I was going nutty in that moment. I was like, this is horrible. This is horrible. Like, get me out of here. Like, get me straight.
Yeah.
January 2021, I was like, get me the hell out of here. Like, straight up. Like, when I got to Canada, I was like,
How was it over there?
I was so sick. It was like, so when I got there I got there, February the 2nd or something like that.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, it was like, it was things were open. Obviously, they're still on like kind of like the same kind of restrictions that we are trying to not go back to, kind of like the standard, like wear a mask when you're indoors everywhere. Just
Yeah.
everywhere. You go into a shop, you put a mask on, that's like standard over there. Compulsory sign at the door. They have the vaccine passports.
Mm-hmm.
They're in. They have a QR code from the government that you have to present.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I didn't have one, but I'm just saying that's what they want from like, regular Canadian citizens.
Yeah.
I don't think what else there was other than that.
So
Yeah,
it's kind of there's restrictions, but things are open as well.
yeah, and
so
those
like, it's
things
like-
that are restrictions, they don't consider them to be restrictions. They just consider them to be the new norm.
Smart
Like-
people, sensible.
So it's not a restriction. It's not like, oh, we're putting you in this. This is what you have to do from here on out.
Mhm.
Like, this is not something you're doing for because you're bad or whatever. Because it feels like, hey, that's what it feels like. It feels like you're naughty.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna do this. Like, you didn't listen. So now we're gonna do this. Whereas there, it's like, it's not about that. It's about, this is just what the new world is gonna look like around you. So if you were just gonna, this is what we're doing. And then I'd say I went to like a snow ice festival.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I done my 2 weeks quarantine. So like the day I finished the quarantine, I did the snow ice festival. I don't know, there must have been a couple thousand people there.
Yeah.
At minimum, whatever. You know what I mean? But again, people were just like, socially distancing and doing what they're doing. It's a festival basically.
What was
ice,
that like? It was like
it's like ice sculptures and skating, like ice skating and snow sculptures and all that kind of stuff, and just general art as well, and like light shows and stuff like that. So yeah, it was sick. It was sick. I felt weird because I was coming from here. Like, and we hadn't been in anything like that for like a year or whatever. But yeah, it was just like, it was wild to see that there was that many people out and about doing what they're doing. And I was just like, yeah, this is pretty crazy. But that's what happens when you close, like they've been locked. Their borders have been locked since March 2020. They ain't even let no one in.
yeah.
They just let they might just have started letting Americans in now. I think December or something, they're going to start letting Americans in. that's it. Still, the rest of the world, shut out. Can't come in.
Yeah. Seems like they're taking it like seriously in a way that obviously British people so far haven't done. And obviously I feel like that's a lot to do with the fact that our government haven't taken it too seriously either. Like obviously they set the agenda and it just trickles down to everyone else. So yeah, it kind of is what it is. But I don't know, man. It's like it's such a weird thing because like in my head, like my mentality is kind of like it's never going back to March 2020.
Which is wild.
Like so my mentality is like it's fine. Like we're never going back to that time when it was absolutely peak. So like yeah, no, we're cool. But really it's not that cool.
It's really not that cool. Wait, I like obviously we've established that I'm older. Like so
yeah.
I honestly genuinely for you lot, like this is your 20s. This is like Bevan's here, like in our 20s. Remember when we was in Thornton Heath? Imagine we had to do all of that like with like the parties and stuff. We couldn't get to do that stuff because we was locked down. It would have been like it's the like we were just living. Yeah, rules would have been got broken. Like we would. It was like I think about like literally from 20 years old to let's just say 28, 29 now. Yeah, like I was 29. Let's take 29. So 29 was my first serious professional like touring year. That's the first day I went to Australia. Like so 29. Like to me, like I'm thinking in my head, but all of that was formative of like doing a lot of socializing and clubbing and being out there and getting involved. You know what I mean? Getting stuck in. Me and this man used to live together. Me and Bevan used to live together at a point which was a sick moment where we started like Deep Technology and done like put out his records, put out like my records, and it was a good time. I'm just saying, I mean, obviously this is good because you guys have got this podcast, so it's sick.
It's literally why we started, because we were like, obviously we had a group chat between the three of us and we'd be talking and stuff, and we'd be talking about just random like topics and stuff. But then it was getting to a point where obviously me and Cam obviously lived together, but I hadn't seen Bez in like ages, and I was like, wait, like, nah, like let's get together and like let's talk. And then I was like, and then like the idea
was that a Zoom call though, like get together on Zoom, or was it get together?
No, it was literally
life?
like in real life. So our first episode that we did was here, like literally this room, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, do you know what? Yeah, no, I've not seen Bez in ages. We can like, I think restrictions were starting to get like loose and whatever. So we're like, we can book this studio. Like, let's go, let's chat it up and let's record it for the people. So yeah, we did that, and a year and some change later, we're still here, still going. Episode 30, man.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I guess that's something and you never know where it all leads, but like that. Just, I mean, again, I'm probably just relating it back to how much fun we had.
Yeah, like,
in our 20s, like. But on the flip side, it's crazy to say. I was thinking about it today. I was thinking, in my 20s, the weekends were for going out. Like for real though, like the weekends were for going out. Like what are you doing on the weekend? What's going on this weekend? Like where are we going? Like what we saying? Like that was, and
but the thing is, all right. So what I was gonna say is, yeah, like me and Bez, we've had that. Like, no, to an extent. What I say is to an extent, we've like. We're in like the twilight of the 20s now. Like, so and then Cam's not too interested in all that. So like I think for us in this room, like obviously I would have loved, like, obviously I'm 27 now. So I think it was at the tail end of when I was 25 and then the entirety of when I was 26. Like obviously I would have loved to have been able to continue to be out there being mixy and whatnot. But also I've had from, 18 to 25, which
do you know why
I did a lot of fun things.
What I would say is the reason why you're good to give it up, and the reason why I know you definitely don't care about it, like, why you guys are good to give it up. Obviously the levels aren't what they were. Let's be honest about that. What's drawing you out of the house? There really isn't much drawing you out of the house. Like, I can understand that. I can understand.
My God.
But that's the reason why the culture's being like suffocated and is dying, is because you guys aren't in that incubation stage where you can be out there kind of like cultivating these, like, not the pop thing, not the standard West End thing, like not the standard thing, but cultivating these things that can be like left and right of that way. If you're not like a kind of like standard, you're not a Gucci belt wearing dude, like whatever it is, you're not that guy, you know what I mean? And you're not gonna go bottle it up, pop bottles and all that.
I want to pop a bottle of Moe.
Yeah.
I can't pop a bottle of Moe.
Yeah, like all of that. Maybe you do, but you might want to do it in a grimy venue too at the same time. And it's that middle ground is not getting caught. Like I feel like that middle ground at this point in time, that's just me.
But yeah, no, I
stance,
was literally saying to I was literally saying to my friend the other day, like, just like a lot of the clubs that were around in London when I was first like going out, like the amount that have shut down in the last 5 years or whatever, 10 years or whatever, crazy, absolutely crazy.
I got told that Egg had closed down. Mm-hmm. So obviously, I like going up to the promoters hitting me up, telling me about this club, whatever, Egg's on, this is happening. Well, I'm not promoting it because I'm like, I heard this is shut down, and I know King's Cross is being literally flats everywhere. Like, so I'm just like, is this guy sure? But whatever, innit? You know what I mean? Googled, things said it was still open. All right, cool, whatever. I turn up there, the whole main road where it's the main road where the normal entrance was is gone. There's nothing there. Flattened. There's nothing there.
Man,
the entrance has been moved round to the side, round the back. Now, and the building is just like hanging on. They've knocked down like the rest of the building that was there, and it's like literally a part of the building that they've made club ready, and that's it. That's what you guys are working with right now. Like, you're working with. There's going to be apartments there, which means that club's going at some point. At some point in time, that's gone. Like, I know that for a fact. They're now putting a block of flats on the back or on the front and back of the building, whatever, on the side of the building. So that's gone. All the clubs when we were growing up, like Turnmills, like Plastic People, all the great clubs, the End, I don't know, Hippodrome, Astoria, you name it, they're all gone. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just about clubbing. Like, it's not just me thinking about clubbing, but it's about culture, music, you know, interacting with the opposite sex as well, or the same if that's what you do. Like, but whatever it is, it's about those spaces where you can like forge new relationships and build things that, of course, for you guys, what you do have that we didn't have is the online space. Yeah. The meta. But that scares me. I mean, not scares me, but that is like, what if you're a guy that's not in the meta? What you lot are like, maybe you're deep in it, you can get it with it, but maybe you lot are like a little bit, and we were saying that, and we had like a second wind. Like, I would say our teenage years were like sick. We had clubs and vibes, and we had under 18 parties in the end, so it was sick. Then my late teens was kind of a bit rubbish because that was Sidewinder times. It was a bit wild, grime, a bit wild. But then like the house music and the second wind and all that kind of stuff and the deep technology stuff was like really like you guys age, like 26, 27, 28, 29, like, and a whole new thing spurned out of that, like labels like Hyperdub. Do you know what I mean? These are all things that like kind of came out of that moment, that it needed those clubs to kind of incubate Plastic People in these places, to incubate meeting new people, different circle, whatever, traveling the world and all the rest of it. Like, again, even to take that, for instance, traveling the world. Like,
you couldn't do it.
When's that happening? When's that? Like you said, that nice to. Is there anywhere that you want to go? Like, do you know? Like,
yeah, nah. I mean, it is obviously, yeah. Like, I'm not saying that obviously everything's ideal or anything, but I'm just saying my point was, at least like, we got a chance to experience that. Like, I feel way worse for people who are like 18, 19, 20, like now. Like, I'm like, okay, at least I got that moment of, I had like my like first uni experience. Like, I got to go, like, I was in Nottingham, I was outside.
Bet you wish you come to the club that night. Bet you wish you come to the Marcus Garvey Centre when I was playing that time.
I remember why I didn't. But I remember why I didn't. So I'm not gonna say why I didn't, but I remember why I didn't.
Oh, it was a better night, yeah.
It wasn't necessarily a better night, but I had a good reason. Let's just say that. But yeah, no, that would have been sick as well. That would have been sick. But no, like, obviously, yeah, being out in nuts and whatnot, I definitely saw some things I wish I never saw. But yeah, Shottingham. But definitely saw some things I wish I never saw. But like, still, I got outside, got to experience some things, got to like see some music, met some people. Like, in fact, I'm going up there in December 17th, playing at the Chameleon Audio Centre in Notts. Funny enough, I'm doing a Sidewinder set in air quotes. Nah, it's not called that, but
that's what you're doing. Yeah.
Oh,
you're basically you do. That's an old school set, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Right.
Anyone in Nottingham, obviously, December 17th, I'll be up there. But yeah, I got to go out there, meet some people who like to this day will still call me up like, yo, it's like, what's going on? Like, come down, let's do this, let's do that. So I definitely feel worse for like the people who are like doing uni by Zoom, like, so they ain't getting to meet no one. They're in their bedroom like studying. Then they just became legal or of age to go to clubs, and they haven't really got to do that experience. In fact, when I was in Fabric the other day, it was the weirdest thing because they were even young, because Fabric is over 19 or over 20 or something.
Is that what it is now?
Something like, it's definitely not over 18. It's something like above.
I think
that.
it's 19.
All right. So I'm like,
What's
just
random.
a bit more maturity, a bit more seasoning,
1 year?
a bit more seasoning, a bit more seasoning.
Maybe they changed it to just get the people who were actually 18 at the beginning of the pandemic.
No, it's been that for a minute.
Oh, okay.
It's been that for a minute.
Since they reopened
After
after
the
the
overdose.
drugs. Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. It's just maturity.
Yeah, so maybe like I get it in the sense that obviously if you're 16, you could probably get into an over 18 situation, but you might not. 16 to 19 might be a squeeze. It's a bit of a squeeze, like in that space.
But yeah, no, I was just like looking at the crowd, like, and I was just like, yo, like this is like just the whole feel of it is so different, because they just felt like they were so like bright eyed and like bushy tailed, kind of like new to the whole thing, and I was just like, wow, man. I feel like a proper like veteran. Like I'm like, I've seen some things. Like, you know them like police movies where like you got the old guy that's about to retire.
Yeah.
You got the young partner that's like just ready. Yeah, I felt like that guy, like ready to retire, like ready to hang it up.
I don't know, it's mad though, like you're saying about like the uni Zoomers. But like, imagine like missing freshers and that, just because everything's like freshers was the first 2 weeks of uni where you get to meet everyone and you kind of get to your housemates and all that kind of stuff.
Learning all the drinking games.
Yeah, you miss all that.
Yeah. So yeah, like I definitely think obviously we've been screwed, because yeah, we could have been living it up for the last 2 years or whatever. But I definitely think the younger lot, even going younger than that, like your 16-year-olds, like who would under normal circumstances probably be tasting their first like taste of being able to like go out and about without like their parents and whatnot. They ain't had that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like when I say this, like I kind of like look at it, like there's some of the youth that like some of those things that I feel like I've done whatever, but then also similarly, like I was saying, like a lot of things that have changed is just that kind of being to yourself like, okay, well, for us in our age group where you're meant to be like kind of like settling down or doing like the stability thing and just kind of like you know, marriage, kids, whatever. Some people have either just sped that up and gone ham in that direction, do you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
But also what it's really made is like that uncertainty, like it's like the uncertainty, people are still, I guess it's not that is probably the only thing that's really affected us is that it's like you just, whatever you was doing, even if you was in a good job or whatever it is, you have no idea if that's going to be the case next year, the year after, the year after.
Yeah.
That's why everyone's leaving.
Yeah, everyone's...
It's been the great resignation. Like,
Yeah.
It's a searcher's market at the moment, man, because there's so many like vacancies available because people are just quitting and like
going to be a yoga teacher. Pursuing that. That's what I always wanted to do. Like, get Zenny. Yeah.
Greener pastures and all that, man. It's actually crazy out here, man.
It's up, but that's so almost I don't necessarily that kind of like. So being that we came through the credit crunch now, yeah, like the late noughties, like I mean this is 10 times worse, if not more. Like, but being that, it's a similar scenario where it's like if you was gonna do something, you're gonna do it. Like, so it might even have had like a positive effect on maybe my generation that people are kind of like stopping, just being like, okay, if you're with that girlfriend and it's not going nowhere, that's it. Yeah. If you're with her and you really it's really it,
Then just
get married,
lock it down,
do the whole thing. If you're in that job and it's going nowhere, that career, you know, that boss that's been sexually abusing you, call it out. Say what you got to say. Like, but this is it. It's emboldened a lot of people in my generation. So almost it's had like a positive. I was gonna say that's where the positives come from it in my generation. That it's been. I've seen a lot of people kind of like go ham in that direction. Like, and it's been. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
get your thing.
No, I think that applies to everyone. Like even like people like my age or whatnot. Yes, definitely seen a lot of people who like marriage and kids were not on the radar before 2020, but then like 2020 hit, stuck in the house. There we go. Now I was like, oh, I'm pregnant. I'm engaged. I'm this, that, the other thing. It's like, congratulations, but this is wild, man. It's wild. It's definitely been like a lot. Like this part, I mean, maybe it's a sign of also getting older, but this past like year or so, like just so many like babies or engagements and stuff that's been popping off. Like, yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, man. I think let's get into the break. We'll play another T.Williams. It's T.Williams Appreciation Night, apparently. So we will play
every night. Should be.
So we will play that track, "Think of You" featuring Tendai as well. So let's get into that now. And then we're gonna come back and we'll get into this. I feel like we're gonna do something crazy. So yeah, we'll keep it locked, man.
Got so much to do, I don't have time. But it's you who's on my mind. I tried to concentrate, but it's too late. You're in every beat of my heart. No need to separate the low from the high. I'm on this ride with people alive. I'm trying to maintain, but I just can't contain. You're the reason why I smile. No drug can catch the feeling. I get a high when I think of you. When I think of you. No drug.
And we're back. As said previously, that one was T.Williams featuring Tendai, "Think of You." Available on Spotify and everything like that, Apple Music, whatnot. We did say we're gonna come in here and we're gonna do like how we usually do. Just because we got a guest, we're not gonna like switch it up. We're gonna stick to the formula. And as of late, for some reason, we've been kind of on a relationship kind of podcast kind of vibe. For some reason, we kind of slipped into that method. Oloni, is that how you say her name?
I think it's Aloni, yeah.
Yeah, she obviously, like some of you will know her. She's like a Twitter personality. She has done one of her famous threads again, and it's a bit peak. So we thought we'd go through some of the responses to her thread, and we'll read them out. We'll get T and Cam especially to react because they're going into this blind. I've seen some of these before. Have you, Bez?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. So they're going in completely blind. So
Shameful.
I think it'd be kind of funny to get some of their reactions. We can discuss it and whatnot. All right. So yesterday, Oloni tweeted out, "So ladies, shall we have some fun?" And then she said, "Ladies and ladies only. Tell me a sex secret your partner does not know about you. Have you ever had an orgy, a threesome? Vent the truth about your past sexual activities. I want wild stories. Why haven't you told them?" And then obviously everything's anonymous. So there are some outrageous responses. I'm going to read one out, and boy. All right. And we'll see what you lot are saying about it. That is definitely a techie one for the Mandem. Whenever she does these threads, you'll have Mandem on the timeline just on the ropes.
Is there a male version of this or no?
There must be, but I don't think
I ain't gonna lie to you. It's not like this. Like Mandem will just be tweeting recklessly just for no reason.
Yeah.
Like I think women at least have the decency to wait and then do it all at one time. Like, but Mandem will just like wake up on a 7 a.m. in the morning. And be like,
Guess what?
Exactly. All right. One response. So, "Hey, Oloni. So me and my man were stuck in a rut, and I mean no sex for months at a time. Girl, I was tired of waiting for him, so I decided to call an ex and booty call up. He took me to a sex party, and boy, I took my fair share of D. I had sex with 3 guys, and a beautiful girl even ate me up, and I her. Needless to say, I was satisfied for a while. Funny thing, I went to see my boyfriend the day after the orgy fest, and he was surprised that I was not interested in having sex with him. You snooze, you lose, bitch." Right.
Why do people talk like this?
Oh man, because it's completely anonymous. So he may read this. He might be cackling. He might.
He's
Read
like,
this,
oh,
and be
That guy's life is hard.
it sucks to be him.
Nah, I wouldn't let that shit happen to me though. Ah man, but yeah, nah, it's rough out here in the wild west, man. Like obviously, T, you were saying earlier about like getting to go out and like interact with members of the opposite. I don't know that I want to.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That.
If you met a girl and you saw she followed Oloni on Twitter, would you like a red flag there, or would like you just just follows her? Would you be worried?
Boy, I wasn't, but now I see I have 24 people that follow her. Nah, she. I mean, to be fair, I would follow her as well. Like, if I was a woman. Like, for me, like I've seen her tweets and her timeline. Like, some of her tweets are interesting, but some of them are definitely not for me. And I don't need to be seeing that all the time. But like, if I was a woman, I could definitely see how I would get involved in that. What about you? Would you?
I feel like I'd be worried. But is she dropping something in them anonymous DMs? Like, I don't know.
What's God like an agony aunt or something?
Basically,
yeah. Like, let me read her. She's a sex and relationship expert according to her Twitter bio.
But she always does these kind of threads where she'll just drop like just something random, like a random thing on Twitter, and then just say like,
question, yeah.
and then people will just send her anonymous responses, and she'll just post them up.
That's crazy.
And
what's her credentials? Any education going on there, or is this just like a random?
Check her LinkedIn.
Twitter famous. Is this what we're dealing with here?
I mean, she's definitely Twitter famous, but I don't know if it's just because she's Twitter famous. I don't know what her credentials are.
But they're not apparent or obvious.
I mean, it's not in her bio, no.
All right, man.
Well, she does have an agent.
Yeah, she's Twitter famous. Like, yeah,
I'm just saying, you know.
That means she got no credentials because she got an agent. That's front and center.
No, all right, hold on.
Papers.
She's an award-winning. She has a platform, that is an award-winning, like a magazine kind of online magazine kind of platform type deal, and it's won awards. I don't know what awards, but it's won awards.
I mean, it doesn't matter anyways. She's.
Well, I'm just saying, she's basically an agony aunt, sex and relationships kind of like, but like obviously she's very like she promotes like liberalism kind of thing, and that kind of vibe as well, just being
for women.
Yeah, of course, because man them have it already. So, I mean,
well, but let's just do the joke one, right? Which would be to reverse it and have that same scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But place the man in the same position as the woman in that scenario, in that same exact scenario. What do you think would be going down in the DMs?
No, but all right,
or going down in the thread.
But to be fair, she's not necessarily putting this out there as this is amazing. She's like a lot of the time
spreading what happens.
She's just spreading out what happens. Yeah, she's not. She
doesn't comment on it.
She's not commenting like, women like we should all be doing this. She's kind of just putting it out there like raw. Like, and a lot of them, she's like, yo, this girl's crazy or da-da-da-da. That
was wild. Not wild. No. It wasn't wild. It wasn't wild what happened, because obviously that can happen in a relationship or in a marriage or whatever it is. What was wild is the way that she literally was actually par in the par, like by what she said. In the whole way the statement was a part. Like, it was a part. It wasn't, I love him, but I needed to get dick down by these 3 guys. It was like you snooze, you lose. Biatch. Like, that's like,
She didn't feel bad after.
She didn't feel bad. Not even like, I need to get that because I just like sex or whatever. It was just like, it's like literally you're a mug and I'm not having sex with you tomorrow. That's wild. Like, but basically, to me, she's no one's girlfriend and she basically needs some therapy.
She belongs to the streets.
She's no one's girlfriend. He might think that, you know what I mean? But nah, that's not really your missus. Like, because there was no love in the
thing is, with all of these things, I'm like, honestly, if you really loved this person, like you would not be anonymous or otherwise, you would not be posting this up. Like, there's no way.
That too. Yeah, that too. No one would hear that story.
What if one day Lonnie just decides to just release names and just drop it all and then just end
Like,
Many
That'd be dope.
relationships.
she just has a screenshot of the list of everyone's name and just puts it up, but you can't see what they said. You just know that they said something, and you're just
That
like,
would be so. That would be a good show. Just like how they said, but just put their name there.
nah, that'd be techie. That'd be so techie. 'Cause you wouldn't know if it was like something quite simple, innocent, or something outrageous. Like, it's so bad.
Or you could do one of them and like, let's play a game like match the scenario to the Twitter profile. Go look at the Twitter profile, see what do you think this one said? Or what do you think yeah, it could be crazy. Could be crazy, but that's peak anyways. I don't know. The world's mad.
Yeah,
Truly.
no. It's yeah.
That's extreme.
There's-
Although do you know what? I'll be real, like more time, like the older we get, like the more crazy extreme stuff I'm hearing just on casual. It's just wild.
Yeah, no, like, and I think it happens both ways as well. I find as a man, obviously, I just find it wild when I hear stories like of women doing like when it's man them, I'm like, you're trash, but this doesn't affect me. When it, like I'm like, oh yeah, like I kind of shrug my shoulders at it, which is not good, but yeah, it is what it is. But when it's a woman, it's like, oh my god,
What?
god damn it.
You know what's funny about that is, for every story that I hear about like what a brother would do or what the man them would do, I always think there's always the female version of that same exact scenario. No matter what, no matter what you think about it. And the only difference that I feel like the only difference is that we're just not detectives out here. Like man, them we just ain't good at this. We're not good. We're not good at like when you got a brethren and he's got a girl that's like really not checking for him, like that kind of woman, like not checking for him and would probably mug him off like he's in love. He's deep in it. you like no one's really like that person's not looking out for any signs. They're not checking for anything. Whereas Gallum, like they've got like multiple scenarios online for them to really be on some detective stuff and really figure out what their guy's up to. So we hear about it and I guess they flip out more about those scenarios. But Gallum are doing what man them are doing, man them are doing what Gallum are doing.
Yeah, nah, everyone out here is trash.
Everyone's trash.
I've been saying to Bez for time, but like people are trash, man. It's just people in general.
People
I know.
in general is trash.
Men, women, children.
Them kids too. But it's like obviously if you think about it, like if everyone's treating everyone the same way round that they're treating everyone, then obviously everyone's doing a madness to everyone because you know what I mean. But yeah, and it would take for everyone to actually be good peoples to kind of like change that scenario, but we're not.
Yep.
So like this one personally, this one hurt me on a deeper level because I just think it's cold.
Personally.
I think no, not personally, but I was like, this is so deep. So the message says, I'm 22 and engaged to be married in March, and my fiance thinks I'm still a virgin.
That's the first problem though. She's 22, so gone. First problem, engaged like 22, like it's long. Go on.
So they were both saying to each other that they're planning to wait till marriage. So he's a virgin as well. But the truth is, I'm having crazy sex with my 43-year-old divorced college professor.
currently.
currently. All right.
Tweeting from his bed.
Oh my goodness.
But this is why I think man them don't necessarily get this deep in it. Like I feel like whenever I see these messages from women, they say stuff like, this man pounds me at least twice a week and he's so good. I kind of feel guilty because my fiance does so much to make me happy and it's literally the best thing that happened to me. But my vagina tingles at the mere voice of my professor.
Oh my god.
I promise to stop seeing him once I get married though.
No. That
That's so bad. That's
No
so
way.
bad.
So like I'm like, that is just so like I'm just, my heart bleeds for my man. Like my man's like saving himself.
Living in the world.
Man was
Does it
saving
really though?
himself.
You're a mug. You're getting mugged off the way you need to get mugged off because he's gonna learn a good lesson. He's gonna learn a good lesson there.
He's gonna be a terrorist. This man, no. This
The
man,
origin story.
nah, my man is gonna like if he finds out about this.
When man runs into the wedding and I object. The professor comes running in.
Professor's never gonna. Professor's like he's still gonna be smashing after the wedding. He's like, yes, you do. You take care of like giving her the gifts and making her feel lovey-dovey, and I'm a pound twice a week. Like that's what I'm doing.
This guy, this 22, however old her boyfriend is, like in 10 years he's gonna be future. He's gonna be Nick Cannon. He's gonna be out here just going mad.
But that's, do you know what? But ain't that a bigger thing though? Like it's good to not good. No, it's bad. But obviously there's an understanding every action has a reaction in it. Like if men are gonna treat women like X, you know what I mean? Then obviously
Then women are going to do this.
and if women are gonna do that, then obviously men are gonna do from what you're saying in it. He might just end up being a madman. I'm just saying in it that people just need to treat people
Nicely.
correct.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like,
Just be good.
like, be good. Like, you can't be. You know what I mean? Because again, what's she gonna do when someone else is let's just say for instance in 10 years time they got like 3 kids now, like whatever. She ain't really got the freedom, the time to kind of like be out there getting pounded twice a week, and the rest of it.
Yeah.
But he has. He's got the time
lads.
to be out there getting pounding something twice a week. Yeah, and she gets that reversal on her, like or whatever it is, rah, rah, rah. Like it's mad, and she's meant to be a virgin.
Yeah,
And
like,
she's
I think that's the part that's like a deeper part for me, because this is something that as your relationship kind of built on the foundation of we're saving ourselves for each other kind of thing. And I'm like, I feel like that's meant to be, like, for people who think that way, it's usually meant to be a pretty big deal. Like, and you've just like,
So the question is, did she lose her virginity to
That's
this
what I
guy,
was thinking
or
as
to
well.
this 43-year-old professor, or was it a prior thing and he's just catching up? Like, yeah, like what's the deal? Like, is it?
I mean, it sounds like she probably did.
Yeah,
It sounds like she probably did.
Sounds like she lied in the first place. She just.
Oh,
she
I don't. I mean, obviously, I only know as much as you lot because obviously it's the message. But my fiance thinks the way she said my fiance thinks I'm still a virgin. I feel like
She was a virgin initially.
they've probably been dating from however young, and they were like, yeah, they're
And
probably
then
they're
she just
probably
started cheating for whatever reason.
honestly they're probably like devout Christians, the pair of them. That's probably why they're gonna get married young as well,
or any other religion.
or any other religion kind of. They're probably like deep in it, and like their parents have got the expectation, whatever kind of vibe.
But he will know
You would know what.
when they have sex.
That's what I
He'll
was
find
thinking, yeah.
out. Like obviously, that at some point in time, she's gonna have to have sex with this dude.
Is he gonna know?
He should know.
He's a virgin himself.
Yeah.
Well, what? He
But-
don't know the birds and the bees. Like, what are we
must
doing
know
here?
his sex ed.
Yeah, what are we doing here? He might want to read a book. He might want to, before he gets into it with this chick, he might want to read a book, like, just the birds and the bees, like, cause
Yeah, but
as a guy that is expecting your missus to be a virgin, like, let's just say, as a guy, like, let's just say religious now, yeah?
Mhm.
Like, that's something you would check for, and like, that's something you actually check for. Like, you'll be like,
What do I do? Like,
well, A, what do I do? And B, what happens when I have, do what I do with my virgin girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if he finds out what happens when he does what he does with his virgin girlfriend, then he should know she's not a virgin when he raises her. Like, and even in
I can definitely see scenarios where he doesn't know.
I can see scenarios only from this perspective that he's gonna want to believe that she's a virgin and all the rest of it. He's gonna want it to be what it is. Like, because obviously there's man that might be checking if their chicks still, their daughters are still virgins and stuff that
Nasty,
are super
nasty,
religious,
nasty.
which is wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it happens.
Yeah, no, of course.
For people
of
that are
course,
super
of course.
over the line. So I'm saying that if you're already in that position, there's gonna be in your head, you're gonna know, or if you're in that circle of community that people people that like they save themselves for each other and all the rest
Yeah,
of it,
yeah.
surely there's gonna be like some kind of talk around. So this is what's gonna happen when you and her do this one the first time. This is what's gonna happen. This is what it's probably gonna feel like. Blah 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 blah. Like, grown talk, just
Yeah,
grown talk.
yeah.
Like, so I'm saying, and what I'm saying is, she's getting pounded twice a week by a 43-year-old. That is not gonna that's not gonna be virgin anyway. That's not gonna be virgin.
It's doomed anyway. That's
Yeah,
my thing. It's
100%.
doomed. It's doomed.
100%.
But
That's
not,
doomed.
but not. Even then, when you think about it, I was chatting to our parents the other day about this. Like, just like when you hear some of the crazy stories of how people have like ended up together and had kids and all the rest of it, that's just a marriage. That's just a situation waiting to explode in years to come. It's doomed in the sense that they might have kids, they might do the whole marriage, they might do everything, whether or and just grow up some messed up children in the future. Because she sounds like a good liar. She's getting pounded twice a week and coming back like she's.
what if she gets pregnant from the teacher before
She'll
the marriage?
tell him it's his.
Before marriage,
How?
though. We haven't had sex.
By the good grace of,
It's the second coming of Jesus.
Jesus.
Well, this guy doesn't sound like he understands how sex works anyway. Like, so, yeah, he sounds like he'd be like, "I love you, boo boo."
Oh my god. Nah, it's like there are these friends get wild. It's like yeah. It is crazy. It's crazy. Like I'm just like, yeah. It's such a like mind like meld for me. Like how could you get on online and just be like, yeah, no, I'm going to talk about like these situations. Like,
True say though, I was just gonna say that because when I heard that story and I did that, I mean they probably are true, but I did think in my head like obviously someone might be like, you know, creative writing as well.
That's also true. I think
time.
and I do think obviously some
because it's spicy in it. It makes jokes in it. Like,
Yeah.
like, my creative story got online.
I reckon like probably before they were all real, and then now that her threads have blown up a bit, there are people spicing it up and adding stuff that aren't true. But what they write is creative, good imaginations. If it's not.
Yeah. No, I definitely hear that. Obviously, yeah. Like you got people talking about how they have like sex slaves and sugar daddies and this, that, the other thing, and I'm just like, yo, like I get it, anonymous, whatever, but still, like, to come on the internet and just be like, yeah.
I mean, someone knows who you are. She knows who you are.
She knows who you are. And God forbid she gets hacked. It's all over for you.
Yeah, I'm sure someone's working on hacking her right now. Like,
that'd be a wild.
Someone's on it right now looking to try and get into her account,
ruining lives.
Yeah, to try and find out who all these people are. Some guy who thinks it's him. He thinks one of the posts is about him. He's like, oh no, I have to get in here and find out what.
Check it.
Make sure that this is not me.
Me and my girl haven't had sex for 2 months.
Like for example, yeah. So for this one, so me and my partner went on a break for about a year, a long ass break. Like if you're that guy, you could be like, do you know, I went on a break with this girl for a year. Like how often? How regular is that?
But I was gonna say, how regular is that? How many man them have probably been on a break from their girl for a year? It's been a lot of man them. That's a situation. That's a common situation.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's a common. That's not like uncommon. People to leave and then come back. And you're saying a 12 month, like it could be like
quite a long time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'd feel like someone would move on within a year. I'd be like just over it.
12 months, yeah.
12 months. Yeah. I would have thought. Well, I don't know. I've not
you
had a
innit?
year break.
Cold blooded. I'm saying Gallem season for yells. He's cold blooded.
I literally said this to him the other day. I called him Stone Cold. I was like, "You're Stone Cold." Literally, like 2 days ago, I said this to him.
That's literally that was a different context. Oh man. Oh man. But this scenario, moving on swiftly. This scenario. So me and my partner went on a break for about a year, long ass break. Not even a week after we started our break, I had sex with 3 guys, and one of them fucked me so much better than he did. With like one of them emoji, like, oh my god, like amazing faces. Anyways, during this break, Jesus Christ. During this break, I also fucked 2 of my best girlfriends, had multiple threesomes. Just something about, and then she goes back to talk about her boyfriend. It's just something about him that I'm not attracted to sexually. So the only way I can have an orgasm is if I'm on top. I try to make sure he at least gets 2 or 3 before I get on top. And even then, I can't even look at him. So I put a pillow over his head.
Oh my god.
That doesn't sound real.
It doesn't, but if it was, why are you with this guy?
Yeah.
Why are you having sex with
That's
this
what I'm
guy?
saying. That's why I'm saying to you, that's why it don't sound real. Is just because like she has so much reasons not to be with someone that she can't even stand to look at this person's face. Like
It's like,
well,
how did you get, like, you had the year break, how do you get back together with someone that basically revolts you? If that's what you
yeah, like you're struggling to get a nut. Like nah. That one don't sound real. Like that one sounds like, okay, I'm creative writing, but I'm not good at it.
Yeah, that one. That's what I'm saying. It was intense. It was like,
yeah, because there's no context for how they got back together. There's nothing.
no
there's
context,
nothing in it.
nothing. No,
No, like like, you know, I don't know.
I saw
I
him
got pregnant or something like, and I didn't. Yeah, I wanted to go back. I realized he was the one. Nothing.
Nah, boy, that'd be wild. But nah, it's like yeah. But people on Twitter, like, they definitely do make up like scenarios and stuff just for the interactions and stuff. So I do see that. But it's still like it's still a madness out here. Like obviously, one tweet that people were going crazy about the other day. This girl tweeted that she gets guys to buy her lingerie that she wears for other men, and like people were going mad about that. And I was like, yeah, probably doesn't happen. Like,
I mean, it can happen.
of course, it can
could
happen.
I'm sure that happened.
But I feel like it can happen. But I
Hold
just
it.
feel like she was just like sitting on her phone and she was like, oh, let me just tweet.
The
Like,
funniest
she had
part
the
about
idea, let me
that
just tweet it.
is, all right, this is the funniest part about that is at any given time that a man buys a lingerie for a woman, she can wear it for another guy at any given time.
Of
as well,
course.
in the same scenario. So whether it happens like where the guy never ever sees it, or it happens where this like that's just like what that's like a who's she trying to like? That's not even a. That's not even a.
That's not even a. It's not like that's what I said. When I saw it, I was like, people were like, oh my god, like look at women are evil. Blah, blah. But that's kind of how Twitter is. Like people just.
It's either left or right.
Yeah.
But how many
yeah.
fans them are out there
Reaction.
wearing a jacket or a pair of trainers that the chick bought them? Do you know what I mean? And drawing down Gallo, driving a car that a girl got them or something, and drawing down Gallo. Like,
This is true. Like, you see stories of a girl like, oh, like I thought he was the one. I let him move into my flat, like paying no rent, and then he had gal in my bed.
like, man,
Which is
like guys are outrageous. Like guys are
This is what I'm
outrageous.
saying,
So I'm saying that
yeah.
the least of your problems is buying a woman lingerie that you never ever saw her in, and her showing it to another guy. That's like whatever.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like Twitter's just a wild west, wild place.
And then getting in the bed and doing crazy. The sheets that you didn't even buy. You know what? Guys don't even think that deep. They don't even think that deep. But girls, they're like, yeah, these sheets, that pillows.
All my pictures on the wall.
Oh my God.
That carpet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's
Disrespect.
absolutely wild.
Drinking my tap water.
No, but that's the thing. Like, obviously, when you invite someone to like your girl's house, right? Like, do you actually play host and like just literally be offering up like, oh, like, do you want some tea? Yeah, nah. And like give her like, oh,
Want some biscuits? We got
yeah.
some juice.
some juice. Like,
Who you invited to your girl's house though?
no, but in the
That's
scenario,
the scenario.
scenario,
Yeah,
yeah. In the
alright.
scenario that you're inviting the next girl to your girl's house, do you start just giving out your girl snacks? Like,
Why at that point you're disrespectful, innit?
like how
Might as well.
You might as well go all in, innit? Like,
No rules.
got some Ribena crackers here. Like, do you want some?
yeah, you're just disrespectful at that point, so you might as well just do the whole night, man. Like leftovers from yesterday, yeah.
She cooked it as well.
Oh my.
So cut that. Like, yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, yeah, at that point, you're like, from the minute you had the thought that from the minute a guy would think to bring another woman into his girl's house, that's crazy. Yeah, you literally go to hell. Like, are you going there on a full stomach? Like, that's the question you have to ask though. Yeah, you might as well be,
Nah, absolutely terrible. T, question for you. This is a throwback to our last episode, and we kind of want to see your opinion on it. So here's a scenario, weird scenario, but imagine you and your girlfriend was playing Dungeons and Dragons. Do you know what the game is?
I don't know what the game is now.
So it's like a game. It's like this. So like you're talking. It's like a role playing game, but it's like you sit at a table. It's got like a board. You roll dice and stuff.
Oh.
But you kind of. It's like a role play. So you kind of tell a story as the players.
Yeah, you're like you're role playing as characters in this other world,
Okay.
and like you're all there, and there's like one guy who's like kind of controlling the story, the narrator kind of thing. Yeah,
So there's scenarios, and then you talk through it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So imagine, you, your girlfriend, Junior, Jay Bevan over here, and some other people are playing Dungeons and Dragons together. Now, Junior and your girl start role playing a sex scene. How do you feel?
Nah, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. We all just know that. That just doesn't happen, innit? Like, you just ask me, that's a hypothetical situation or whatever it is. It just doesn't happen because we just don't get out of that. It just doesn't happen. Yeah. Like, literally, like, I can imagine, like, same way round, like, vice versa, from the minute that comes into contention, that it's meant to be a role play. By the way, I wouldn't rely on my girl in this scenario. This is based on the friendship that you have with your boy, innit? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be it Junior, be any other person that I would bring into that kind of scenario. It just doesn't happen. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't. And the same thing goes for me. I would be like, it's like, oh, so now you two are in a sex scene together or whatever. You two are you.
The thing is, it wouldn't even be like that. They would have to actually like do it. So like, for example, the story could be that they need somewhere to sleep for the night, so they walk into a hotel, for example. And from there, it's up to them. So they make the decision.
Oh, they make the decision.
So they'll make the decision
start role playing
to
say that they've gone. Oh, so now we've gone to the hotel, and now we're doing this. Now,
so we'll be like, we'll go to the hotel, we'll go to the front desk, and the person's like, do we want 2 rooms or 1? And we get 1 room. We get to our room.
Let me say this: like
Wait,
the role play. Yeah. The role play happens. If the role play happens, and I sit there like a mug. And it happens, and it does what it does. What it does. It happens, but obviously, I just never talk to those 2 people. That's literally as far as it. Like, do you know what I mean? It's as far as it goes. But if those 2 people think it's okay for them to sit there and role play a sex scene of them 2 doing a madness, now this is my girl and my good brethren. If that's what it is, then fucking hell, you don't might as well do your thing. Innit? You don't might as well do your thing because I'm not needed here, innit? I'm not needed here anymore.
Nah, that's so funny because obviously, this is something we were discussing for quite a while last episode.
Hold on, what did you say? I'm thinking about it. I know you 2 are vocal about this. What did you say?
I said, as long as it's played in a situation where it's like kind of a joking thing. I'm just thinking like it's like a whole banterous situation in the whole role playing thing, the whole banterous situation. As long as it doesn't get to a certain point. I'm not saying I'm like, go ahead, do it. I'm not encouraging them to do it, but I'm not too mad about it either. I'm like, after the fact, I'm not going to be like mad at, I don't think I'll be mad at either of them.
Nah. That's the thing I was going to say. There's a line. And even, by the way, that line is different for everybody, isn't it? Like, that line's obviously different for it. That's why I asked, what did you say?
I'm like, as long as it's like a banterous situation and they're not like fully in it, like kind of. Then if they're not like that, and I'm like, I can see some kind of heat between them. If they're like they're just talking words out of their mouth, but they're not like.
Why would they need to go to that scene?
They wouldn't need to, but if it did happen, I don't know. Like
that's the thing. Like for me, that's as soon as like, I'm like, if you sit there and you role play the scene with my man, like. I'm like, nah, there's something has to go on because it was unnecessary. Like the scenario that it was a similar kind of thing where we were reading like some scenarios online and stuff. And the scenario sounded like it was completely, they just took it there because they wanted to take it there. And I'm like, if you 2 like have decided that you want to take our story that we're crafted, I'm in the story as well, man.
He walks in, he walks out, and it's fine.
But you like decided that this is what you wanted to do. Then like, nah, you're mugging me off. You're having me on. I'm not about it.
What about you, Bezwan? What was
I said, nah, I'm saying with you, like I'm not into it. No, I'm not on it. That'll be weird. It's techie. It's techie.
Like even certain times like it's like you've got to think about it like I said, there's different people. So I've got friends that like their girl and their brethren, like they jam. They might even jam more than them. They jam. Like and it's casual, like whatever. When man comes home, find his brethren jamming with this chick. Like I'm just saying it can happen. There's a line for me though. Like that line is not like, my girl, I come home, like, my girl's jamming with my brethren, like, just casual. Nah, we're good.
Like, I don't mind, like, I wouldn't mind if my friend and my girl
should go to cinema. She wanted to watch the film.
Actually, do you know what, I ain't gonna lie to you. If it was a film I had no interest in, and, like, she did, and my friend did, and they went together, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Going on dates.
It's not a date though. It's not a date. Just going to the cinema is not a date. Like,
date night. Literally is date night.
It's not a date because going to the cinema is not a date. Like if they were like having like a candlelit dinner, then questions would need to be asked.
Sitting together in the dark.
No.
Might as well be on the
cinema. Like.
So let's go this line then. So date. So cinema, dinner. Let's just say cinema and dinner. Like take them 2, right? For instance, like. And maybe a bar, for instance. Now, let's say those are 3 kind of like casual, normal dates, whatever.
Yeah.
What if the brethren, the male friend, wants to take your girl to cinema, to a bar, to dinner? Like, is that like normal cool?
No. That's over the top. Is that why? Why?
Why? Why did you need to do all that?
No, but
that's not necessary.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. In the scenario,
so your brethren can do it, but the male friend can't do it.
What do you mean?
So your brethren could take your girl to cinema, for instance. Now.
So what I would say, what I'm saying is like, with the cinema situation, it's only okay if it's a movie I'm not interested in. If it's a movie I can come to, then we're going as a threesome. What do you mean?
Well, you're at work or something. I don't know.
Then what? The betrayal.
Yeah, your friend and your girl going to watch a movie that you want to watch without you. That's
the
rude.
last days in
That's
the
rude.
cinema. You're working. They're like,
Then we're all not watching it together.
That's what I'm saying. Nah, hey, we'll set we'll set a date in our calendar for when it comes out on Netflix, and we'll watch it on the couch together like that. Like it is what it is. We all got to suffer.
But it's June and it needs to be watched in the cinema because it's just the storyline's already dead, kind of in a way. Like, but the special effects and the actual music's crazy.
Do you know
we
what?
need to watch it on.
We can't always do what we want. I can't lie to you. I can't. No, because absolutely not.
What?
But
It's Avengers Endgame, like, and you need to watch it in the cinema. Like, you're not around, bro.
Right. Bro, if my friend and my girl went to watch Avengers Endgame without me, and I had no chance to see it, I don't know how we would recover from that. In either relationship, I don't know how we would recover. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much.
So basically, so just films you don't.
If they want to watch something that I have no interest in, like go for it. Like,
so what do you do on that night? So that's what I'm saying. Like,
I might go with one of my female friends. we make a night of it. Or one of her friends, my girl's friends, for example. Like,
so yeah,
you can go cinemas together. They can go watch one movie. We'll go watch the other movie.
Yeah, the rules are the rules, man. Nah, no dates with the homies at the cinema.
Nah,
that's long.
I don't know. I don't mind it. Like, I think it's good.
It shouldn't even come up as a question. Like, it's not even like a. It's not even like a. So you're not free on that day, and you don't know. But does she do it?
I was like, how do you even ask that question?
No, but it depends how long you've been with the girl and how.
Oh, you mind if I take her out to go cinema? Would you? Like, that sounds weird. Like,
you want to say it like that?
How do you ask the question though?
It's like, I'm. You're not really into.
No,
like,
but
come on, yo.
I think it's more of a situation where like they're all all three of them are friends. So like like Yale's friend already knows that Yale doesn't want to watch this movie. Yale's girlfriend knows that he doesn't want to watch this movie. They both know that they both want to watch the movie, and they're just like, we're friends already, so we can just go watch the movie.
Even know we just come back from the cinema.
Like he would have to. He would
always do ticket stubs. Wait. Where did you go cinema with? I just went with Rara. Like, it's cool, bro. Like, what do you mean?
He would obviously know because he would just know in general. Like,
in this situation, I'm saying right. So they have to be good enough friends for this to actually make sense to begin with. It can't be like this is the first time we're hanging out. Like no. So like something like I need to like it needs to be a situation where she's around my friend enough to be on a good talking kind of basis where they're good enough friends, and it needs to come up in a situation where all three of us are chilling, and she's like, like I kind of want to watch this movie, and I'm like, nah, I'm not on that, and he'll be like, oh no, I actually really want to see that as well, and then maybe because I'm such a good person, I go, hey, why don't you go together? And
right.
There you go.
I get it from a perspective, like, i.e., we've all been friends. And you start dating someone that is, you've just all been friends before the fact.
No. It doesn't even need to be friends before the fact.
But you're not. I'm not talking about. I'm saying you go out to the club, you draw the thing down now. Yeah, he don't know that this girl from a can of paint. You bring her into the scenario. They get close enough that they're brethren enough now. Yeah, because you brought her into your world, and they're brethren close enough to be like, we don't need you around no more. That's a madness. Never, ever.
Just one time, man. If it's like a
girl that you're like all already friends with, and then you and that girl end up becoming together, like as start dating. That's different. It's like,
but what if? No, but my point is, what if it's like 2-3 years down the line now? Like, so say you introduced him to her after like 3 months. Let's say you did it quickly, and then since then, like she's been around, he's been around. So it's been 3 years. They're cool. Like,
but like you've never not been around at that type of point. So then it's
weird
for them.
man.
Then it's weird for them to then be meeting at that point.
No, but all right. So for example, imagine you go to a party or something, right?
Yeah.
Or like imagine it's like an event that like or for example, say I was DJing at something.
Yeah.
So I go off. So my girl comes with me. You come with me.
Yeah.
And I go off to the booth and I'm doing my thing, whatever. And now you two have to mingle. It's fine. Like it's not like
Yeah, that
That's
happens.
different. That's completely different.
I think it's the same
Hold
principle.
a minute.
man.
You bringing two people to a place that you're doing something now. Yeah, you bring your girl and your brethren to a place where you're doing something.
I'm just saying. I'm
And
just
and
using that as a way to remove myself from the scenario.
They having to interact because you're busy in that scenario now. Yeah,
and you're just there.
Yeah, you're just there.
You can see us.
It's
You
completely
can see us.
different to do you know what? I need to. Bro, I'm not around at all. You guys are going cinema together. It's a date.
Boy, clearly you lot be doing a lot in the cinema that I'm not doing. I just sit there and watch the movie personally.
Nah, one minute. I would say the only scenario I know of that ever happening is where, and the scenario ended. The person is now married to my brethren's girlfriend. So, my brethren's ex-girlfriend. So I'm just saying, like, if I'm going by stats, innit? If I'm going on stats now, yeah. If I'm going on stats.
100% success.
Yeah. Like the one scenario where I would have said, I might have been like, oh, you know what? Yeah, them lot are all cool. Like they're all cool. They laugh. You know what I mean? They're good. Nah.
Alright.
Now they're not. Now they're not.
Alright, so I'm assuming T wouldn't let his girl go on like one of them like reality TV shows then. The
Love trap.
Love Trap.
What the hell is this?
It's a game show where so a single guy has to basically find a single girl, but some of the girls are taken. So
like some of the girls come on the show and they're already in relationships,
and some
and
of
there's
them are
one
single,
girl who's single, or like,
but they're all trying to basically it's a money thing, isn't it? So they're all trying to get him to choose them.
Oh.
and survive to the end.
And survive to the end. So if you choose,
So you're hoeing out your missus. What's going on here? For money, like this is what we're doing, like. Man, no, I wouldn't pimp my missus. No, I wouldn't. Pimp no, not on any given shape or form. I'm not that guy. No.
was she like? Oh, it'll be really like.
If she wants to go get the bag in it without me, then go get the bag in it. Like I'm not really. But you can't be going on a show having to try to pretend to make this person like you, so they pick you. No, we're not here for that. That's not like that doesn't even that show sounds wild. That sounds like a crazy show.
It is.
Like relationships must be ending. Like
Yeah, like
and chicks probably be doing what I'm just thinking about with the whole getting close to the friend. It's like, oh, I was pretending to like him, but now I really like him.
yeah. Nah,
Whoops.
there was there's another version. I can't remember what the other version is called, but it's the flip of the scenario with guys, and like it has the women, their like girlfriends are like involved as well. So like it will go to like behind the scenes and they'll ask the girlfriends like, how do you feel about like your guy doing this, like the other thing? And like at first they were like, yeah, no, he's got to win the money, and then just slowly but surely you could just see that like this was a mistake. Like because like obviously the girl, like the way these reality TV shows are, the girl can just be like, if you ain't got a girlfriend, then surely you can kiss me then. And like they could just do stuff like that. And then the guy has to make the decision now, like, do I want this money or do I want to like And then the girl like behind the scenes will be like, no, he's not gonna do it. He's gonna figure out something to say, like to
He just does it.
and then he just does it. And she's crying, heartbroken. Like, I didn't think he would do that, but I get it. It's for the money. Like, we're gonna go on holiday after
He's a
this.
good actor. Like, yeah.
But yeah, nah.
If
So
your missus is an actor though, like, and she has to lips Idris, for instance, like, but she's getting the big bag in it. Let's just say, I don't know, it's a big boy film again. Let's say it's Avengers and he comes back in it and she has to play the chick in the scenario, whatever. You letting her do it? Or not letting her do it, by the way. This is not
it's not a letting.
It's not
thing,
a
yeah.
let
But
her do it.
how do
You
you
okay
feel
with
about
it?
But are you okay with it?
There's an actor's kiss, you know. There's a finesse to how to kiss an actor. So
How do you know this?
because they talk about it.
What's the
You
finesse?
You gotta be like Chandler from Friends. Like as long as if there's chemistry on screen, then you're all good. If there's no chemistry, then you've got problems, and they're doing something off screen.
Is that what it-
Well, I mean, that's what they said in Friends. But like, obviously, it's a joke.
I ain't gonna lie, it's not true because you know Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Them lot, they hooked up on the set
and
of
Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith,
Yeah.
and they had chemistry in that movie. Like, so, like, boy, Take that as it is. Yeah, take that as it is. But yeah, no. If she's an actor, if she's like an actor, then yeah, no, it just comes with the territory.
Like
Yeah.
an actor.
What's the
No,
difference?
as in-
Actor-
as
She's
in-
getting big money.
As
She's in
in,
Coronation Street. Then not happening.
that's literally what I was gonna say.
Hollywood's.
Like, if she's like
But she has
just
to do the Coronation Street to get to Hollywood. Like,
if she's in like Greenford Town Hall, like acting in plays, like maybe not.
Romeo and Juliet,
Yeah, maybe
West
not.
Side Story,
Like,
Black Flex. Like, nah.
nah, we ain't doing all that. But if she's acting, then yeah, go for it.
Babe, this is me trying to get to the top here. Like, trying to, she's trying to reach, just
Nah.
practicing.
But it is for me, for real, it is what it is. But also, like, it's one of those things where I feel like it just looks mad. Like when you're watching it just looks mad
You
to
just
you. Like,
definitely be looking like
It was a bit uncomfortable.
Just-
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
why am I watching this?
Well, you miss his lips in another.
Yeah, like you don't. I mean, you watch the movie to support her, but then you can just skip over that scene real quick and then be like, yeah,
So, this is my big bit. This is my big bit. And you're just there watching. No,
this is your big bit. You know? Imagine your girl comes to you and says, "This is her big bit," which is lips of the next man.
sex scene.
Nah,
You're
nah,
just like,
nah, nah.
Yeah, nah. Get the bag, but I don't know if I could. I don't think I could handle.
nah. There was this clip back in the day of this like American game show, like I can't remember what it was called, but it's something about like telling the truth and how truthful are you or something. And it was basically where like the contestant has to go on and people will just ask their questions and they'll like bring people from like their past or whatever and ask them questions. And there was this one episode where the woman was on, like she was there and she had all her family, her fiance, like everything, or her husband even, was all there. And they brought on her ex-boyfriend and like was like, he was asking like, do you feel like you should have married me instead? Blah, 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 blah. And like she has to answer truthfully because she's like hooked up to like a lie detector. So she's like, yeah, I do. And like, do you regret marrying your husband? Like, so the husband sat right there, like, and then American TV is mad. And they asked him, and you could just see my man is broken, like, and they asked him like, how are you feeling right now? He's like, I don't even know like what to feel, like, like,
I think I've seen this clip still.
like, and I'm like, yeah, I can imagine that would be the same thing, like to maybe a lesser extent. But if you're watching your girl like this up on the big screen, like, could you imagine? Yeah, imagine it's like the Avengers.
You go to the premiere with her and everything.
You go to the premiere room
Red
and
carpet
everything.
and a lot.
Red carpet, all of that. But then also after the fact, yeah, you got all the reviews saying like your girl and my man's kiss was like the steamiest scene. Like, nah, you're gonna feel some type of way. Like it's gonna be rough.
I better be like literally taken care of. That's all I'm saying. If I'm doing, it's like yeah. I'm like she better be getting the serious bag so I can just not do nothing. Yeah, like I don't know. It's wild. Be too emotional, man.
Yeah, no. I mean, we're some emotional people, man. Definitely be going through it. Definitely be going through it. Man.
Couldn't even imagine. That's yeah. I'm not built like that, man. I'm not even built to let my brethren take my girls to cinema. Let alone. You know what I mean? And that could be actually innocent. Like, you know what I mean? So
That's my thing. Like, I'm like, I trust. Like, I definitely trust both. Like, with cinema at least. Like I said, candlelit dinner, absolutely not. But with cinema at least, I trust both. I would like to think I would trust my girl to behave.
I don't
like,
trust nobody. Trust no one.
Like I trust my man them, like anyone close enough to me. I definitely trust them. And like I think any girl that's gonna be my girl, I would like to think I trust her.
Yeah, but I would obviously the trust for me, the trust goes. I trust that they'll make the right decision, not to even think about doing that some dumb thing like that in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, I trust that's the scenario. Like the scenario is you wouldn't do this with that person. Like not even.
All right. So what if it's something random then? So take out the cinema out of the equation. What if it's something that's literally like a hobby that they share that you have nothing to do with? So like say. I don't know. Say the girl likes to knit, and for some reason your boy likes to knit as well, and they want to go to a knitting club together. Like for me, I'm not like, and I ain't gonna stop their happiness. Go enjoy it, be fun, like enjoy it, like just be responsible and respectable. Like,
yeah, happy wife, happy life. Yeah, hey, you.
he's like, not for me.
Hey, for me. Like, yeah,
or you can knit at the yard where I sit and watch you.
Leave the GoPro on. Like, Nah. Honestly, yeah, do what you do. Like, nah, it's not for me. You just, like I said, the trust for me. The trust is that like everyone around me knows me well enough to know that I wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, that's it. Well, and it's all different for everybody else.
Yeah,
isn't
of
it?
course.
But it's
Of
what
course,
I would, you know. Yeah. Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
hi guys, what you guys been up to today? Like, yeah, nah. How was it? Like, nah.
Mad.
Just dropping your girl back later. Like, yeah, she'll be back.
So you wouldn't go out with your girlfriend then? Just like to anything.
I ain't got time for that. I've got enough friends. Like, I ain't got time to be. Yeah, nah.
But like, if you're there, but like, imagine it was just convenient. Like,
I've never. Do you know? I'll be real and say I've never really been like. I've never been like crazy friends with any of the women I've ever been with. Like, I've never been like. That's never been a scenario. Anyways, that's never been like. Oh, like she just thinks you're.
yeah.
Awesome.
I've had one, but we never would have hung out like one-on-one either. To be fair. So.
But why is that though? You know why that is.
It just wouldn't have made sense. It just wouldn't have made sense.
Of course,
like,
it wouldn't have made sense because you got along too well. Like, yeah, it would not have made
It
sense.
would not have made sense. But like, yeah, nah. I hear it. But also, yeah, nah.
Have some trust.
Yeah.
So after reading, what's that girl's name? Aloni.
Aloni.
So after reading the Aloni DMs, they were going back to trust. to trusting two people to do what's right in life.
One of them is meant to be like my long-time brethren, though. So like, boy.
But then, like, why would you not trust them over a candlelit dinner then?
Sorry.
Would you not trust them
That's
over
true,
a
you
candlelit
should-
dinner?
you should-
That's just a weird situation to be in,
Yeah,
though.
that's what I'm saying.
But
It's the mood of that. Like that's got like.
okay, quick fast food, McDonald's.
Sure, go McDonald's. Have it.
Eating McDonald's.
Sure, why not?
But that's the same.
Eat-
It's not the
Nando's.
same. Again, I don't mind that. My thing is, if you're going, if they went cinema, for example, as a start, and then went Nando's after, who cares?
Really? This is a full day. They're going on a full day right now.
Another one.
Do you call that a date if you
That's
and
what
your
I'm saying.
friend
If
go?
you
Like,
and your mate go, is that a date? Like I've done that with my male friends, and I've done that with female friends as well, and it's never been a
It was
date.
hungry after the thing.
Because you're hungry after you go to cinema. You're hungry after.
I got a proper one for you. A proper one. This is the proper scenario.
Yeah.
Your girl eats red meat.
Mhm.
And she knows that there's this bang bang place where she can get a bang bang steak.
Okay.
You don't eat red meat, but your brethren does eat red meat.
Yeah.
Now, yeah,
This is real life, man.
they they're like, this place. I really, really, really want to taste this steak because this steak is bang bang.
If it's nurserette or something.
Yeah. Or the wagyu thing or whatever the freak they call it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Wagyu
the
beef.
A1 Wagyu.
yeah. So they're like, yeah, we need to go and do this thing, but you know, Yells, this is not really your thing. You don't really eat red meat, so you know what, bro? I'm taking your girl to go get the wagyu.
If he wants it, like I'm taking your girl, there's a bit of problem. Like,
Exactly. No. You got.
I'm taking your girl to get some meat right now. Like, G likes my meat.
No. If you just like that, then from
But that's
the
a
jump,
real scenario where
that's a problem.
where on the real you don't eat it. Really, you're gonna get no pleasure from going and eating the vegan dish on the menu.
Yeah.
Like, it's not for you. Like, do you know what I mean? This place is not for you. Like, it's dinner though, and it's probably an expensive dinner as
Probably
well.
expensive,
Like, at that. But this is a once in a lifetime.
Nah, as long as Salt Bay's not feeding anyone, I'm alright. That's what I'm saying. Like, as long as he's not doing the little dip into them. And do you know what? My boy can get that if he wants it. But other than that, like, I think like that's a reasonable. Like for me, that's reasonable. Like because yeah, you're right. I don't eat red meat. Like I am a vegetarian. Probably nothing on the menu that I want to eat there. Like you lot go have a blast. And like I'm gonna call every half hour to. No, I'm joking. But no, yeah, go enjoy, man. Go enjoy.
because I think if it's a situation where they're just friends and they're just two friends going to do something, it's just a normal thing that people do. Like people just
Yeah, but they're
gotta
not
do.
friends. They're crazy.
I'm saying
They
if they are
They're
friends,
crazy
friends,
because
if
of
they
you.
are friends,
If they are friends,
if they are
but
friends,
the only reason why someone can call my girlfriend is that they knew that girl before me. They don't know you don't know her through me and turn around and tell me that. Oh well,
She's my best mate.
Yeah. Oh, now you can't turn around and say nothing to me about going to take her for a steak, like because we're friends. Like, guy, you know this person because of me. I brought you around this person. Nah.
Of course.
Hold on, because it's similar vibe, which happens like obviously. But what after me and said girl's done, they're friends. What? We're going. Oh, what was you up to today, Junior? What was you up to today? Oh yeah, I was just with your ex, man. Like, we went and got some steak, like, and then we went to the like, but we're friends. What do you mean? Like, you can't stop them from being
That's
friends.
entirely different. That's
After
entirely
the fact.
different. No. That's different.
Hold on a minute, wait. So what you're saying is, after as friends, their friendship ends. By the way, this is right. You're right in what you're saying. Now, this is how I would expect it to happen.
No.
If I've introduced you to this person,
Yeah.
when the relationship is done, if it comes to an end, unfortunately,
Depends how the
your
relationship
friendship
ends
is
as well.
over as well.
I feel like it depends on how the relationship.
Nah, it doesn't matter for me how your relationship ends. I'm not speaking to her, regardless.
Respect.
I mean,
But watch out for this one. It's looking like
You're looking real sus right now, my guy.
listen, my guy. Let me.
no.
Like, whose team are you on though? Whose team are you on? Like,
No. I'm just saying it fully depends on how the scenario is, because
whose team are you on? I'm not buying this, but go on.
no, I'm just saying for me, like from my personal experience in it, with one of my ex-girlfriends and one of my other friends, they became closer after we broke up. I don't. And it just is what it is.
honestly,
Like,
I find that extremely weird.
Cam knows who I'm talking about.
I know about the situation, and when
Yeah.
I heard about it like years later, I'm hearing him hanging out with them two, and I'm like, but how did they even know each other? Because when he was with his ex, I didn't know that his friend even knew her. But then after the situation when they've broken up, it's been a few years now, and he's telling me about he's going to hang out with his friend and his ex. I'm like, but how did they know each other? Like, when did they meet, and how are they close enough to be hanging out all these years later? I'm like, that's a weird situation, but like,
It just, the thing is, it's
Yo,
what-
I understand like everything
just
else you've been saying,
happened.
but
It
that
just
one,
happened.
I was like, I don't know, man.
So with that situation, it literally just happened in that. How did it happen? I can't remember, but like just over the years of how like my relationship went with both of them in terms of the friendship that I had with my friend and how we kind of stopped dating and kind of became more like friends, whatever, afterwards. And just the way that happened, it was Marvel movies actually. Tell her that. So we just kept going to watch the Marvel movies together. And then afterwards, obviously hungry, grab a bite, do something, go bowling, whatever. Like, and then yeah, so they became cool after that. If they were hanging out independent of me, I'd be like, okay, I guess. From my perspective, I know they would never date each other. Like, I could see that would never happen. So, like, I'm like, whatever, it is what it is.
You think?
I mean, I'm 95% sure. So
Yeah, that 5%.
that 5% could do a madness, but I'm 95% sure. I'm 95% sure.
They may never date each other, but things could happen.
That's true too. She might just put a pillow over the face.
Oh my!
That's true too. Like, that's true too.
Oh,
or the other way around. You never know. Like, I don't
Do you
know,
know
man.
what? Do you know
People are strange.
I want my people to be happy, man, and enjoy it. For my perspective, I've never been close enough to one of my friend's girlfriends to be like, yeah, we're friends or anything like that. So I highly doubt I'm trying to be anyone's friend, but still.
I mean, I envy people that are like, I do envy the freedom of that, because the world that I live in is not like that trusting and that free like that. I envy that kind of like, you know, the brethren smashed the girlfriend and they're at the wedding together and it's all freaking like, everyone's everyone's cool. The best man had at it, you know what I mean? The rest of it. Like, everyone's cool. Like, oh no, when I was in the past house with his kids and we all got adults now. Like, it is what it is. You know, like I'm like, yeah,
that How I Met Your Mother friendship group.
Yeah.
That's their
that
flex.
friendship group is a whole madness, man.
It's too much has gone on. And it all.
Even I started watching Seinfeld like recently, and obviously man like Seinfeld and the chick in it, I can't remember her name, Elaine, is it? Like, whatever. Like, obviously, they dated in the beginning of the program, of the series, whatever. They were dating. And then they stop or whatever, they break up. And then they're just this friendship group of, like, him and her who have dated and George, the other guy, and the other dude, whatever. And I'm just like, watching it, I'm just laughing my head off because I'm just like, this could never be me. like they having, like, genuine, serious conversations about her dating and, like, him talking to her about, like, you know, the guys that she's gone out with, her talking about him about, you know what I mean? And that's the ex. Like, the ex is rolling out with, like, the other man, them, from time to time, going to things with them. Every now and again, they might just go somewhere together. I'm like, but no one's moved on. The program is literally surrounded by no one's dating, actually seriously dating anybody else. Yeah. Like, it's just them doing that with their friendship circle. Yeah, I'm like, it's a madness. Yeah, people need therapy. I
definitely couldn't live like that. Like, definitely not. Like,
he comes in the yard and she just in the yard.
Yeah. It'll be too much. It'll be definitely too much. But I feel like, for me, like, you just gotta trust some people sometimes. And the thing is, people are gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. So, like, whether you know or not is really, like, the least of your worries. Like, if your boy was gonna betray you and take your missus to the cinema, he could do it on a sly. Like,
all right, yeah, but there's an element of, like, anything can happen at any given time. Yeah, I get that point. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if someone's gonna do something, it can happen. But there's also an element of you not, like, literally massaging the situation making it actually, like, viable. Maybe not even viable for it to happen. Just viable for it to be in your mind. Viable to be an option to say maybe that did happen. Like, it's a viable option. It's like saying this. You could have your girl and your brethren sleep in a bed because they both need to sleep.
Yeah.
But would you? Like, literally, would you, like, if they both need to, if you're saying in a situation, right, everyone's tired, whatever, there's one bed left, whatever, blah 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 blah.
I'm not tired. You lot are tired. You go have at it.
Yeah, go take the bed. Because I trust both of you that you don't want to be with this person. That person doesn't want. You know what I mean? It's like, well, yeah, that's obviously, that could happen. But also, would you let your brethren sleep in the bed with your missus or your ex-missus or whatever it is? Would you think that would it not cross your mind to think,
I'd be okay with it.
Oh, wait. So, like, your scenario, for instance, if they was just saying that they went away on holiday together,
Right, invite me. Right.
No, they didn't invite you. They went to Portugal. They went to Lisbon together.
Yeah.
For the weekend because that's what they wanted to do the weekend. They don't need you because you're doing what you're doing with your life.
Okay.
You got a podcast to record. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they're going away. They're staying in a hotel. They're doing whatever they're doing. By the way, you probably would think, like you just said, they would never date. They would never get together. They'll never do anything. Whatever.
Yeah.
That's a perfect scenario for the perfect storm. Like, it's just the situation.
If that's my ex and my friend, all right. For me, that's weird. It's very, very weird. But do you know what? They're two adults, man. Let them do what they're gonna do. Like, I'm gonna be like, it's a bit mad. But also, like, that situation has been years and years and years. Also, so I'm like,
so at this point, it's just your friend and your friend.
Yeah.
All right.
So cool. It's like, it is what it is.
Except man. You have history with one of the friends.
Yeah.
Which technically isn't a friend. She's your ex.
Getting that Ray J moment if you fall out.
I get. Do you know? I get what you're saying. And in the ideal world, it'd be phenomenal. Like, if everyone could get along, like you're saying. But there's just too much skullduggery out there, like you said. Man.
The thing is that I think I'm saying I'm okay with it, but I feel like these things are like so. It just wouldn't happen in most situations. Like, I feel like the same thing that you were saying, whereby the people that you don't think would not even like think to like pose that as a question and something to happen. I think the same thing is true of me as well. But I'm just saying, I think if it did come about, I don't think I would flip out about it.
I wouldn't flip out either.
Just leave.
Yeah, I just not tax those people. No. Toxic. Like, I'm not in it.
So disrespected.
Disrespected. Like, it is what it is. Like, don't need that in my life at all. I wouldn't flip out. I wouldn't be like, I'm not gonna be like, like you, this person. Why?
Oh man, on your knees, like.
Braveheart.
I said you can sleep in the bed. I didn't mean you could do everything.
You're just gonna sleep.
Yeah, no, that's a wild scenario.
Nah, it definitely is. It definitely is, man. Like, I mean, people out here are just gonna be wild anyway, regardless of anything. Like, so it is what it is. Like, but this is why I'm saying it's not Galzam season. It's PS5 season. It's hibernation season. It is fully stay in my yard season.
Retirement.
Retired from the game, man. That Xavi Alonso Jeff got my boots, picked up my boots, took my ball. I'm going home.
Waving.
I'm going home. I'm out. But yeah, nah, that's just how life goes sometimes.
Same for you, Bez, as well. Retirement. You just done with the game.
For now. Yeah, for now. It's hard out here, so
It's a cold world, man.
Give up.
Nah, Bez was saying
sabbatical.
that he was he wants to get into like his toxic bag. Like he was saying he's had enough of being like a nice.
It's the nice guy.
He's like, oh, maybe I need to try a new approach.
Start
like,
doing up Future and that.
Nice guys finish last. That guy.
That saying and all that.
But I don't think I got it in me. I don't think I got the heart for it.
You
so.
don't. It'll be.
You're not built, yeah.
It'll be
I'm
funny.
built
It's
like
not built like
that.
that.
You're
No,
not built like that. It's not built like that. You know, it's good to not be built like I said.
Yeah.
We're making the world a better place, man.
No, it's true. Like, if
Treat these women like queens, you know what I mean? As they should be.
It's true. Nah, if people have good interactions with you, and then it just brings more hope into the situation. Like,
yeah, and you know what? Funny.
Like, even if things don't work out or whatever, at least they can say, do you know what? He didn't do me dirty. He didn't fuck me about. Like, bro. I like so.
Yeah, and you can, but more to the point, you can walk away saying that to yourself. Like,
As well.
it's like, I didn't do nothing to this girl. She's crazy. She's crazy. I did the best I could do. You know what I mean? I've been a nice guy. You know, but like, it is what it is. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, nah. I didn't even know. Like, yeah, that's a lot of energy to be that guy. There's money out there to be made, man.
Oh, man. Anytime I hear people say that now, I don't know if any of you saw, but there was a guy on Twitter that was selling monkeys.
Yeah.
Well, real life monkeys.
Yeah.
Like, real life.
So anytime I hear people talk about, there's money to be made. So basically what he did, he tweeted out, he was like, I think it was like March or something. So he was like, it's money March. Yeah. And then,
What?
and then his next tweet was, monkeys for sale. DM me.
They picture like 2 monkeys in the cage, like 4 bags each or something.
So whenever I hear someone now that talking about, there's money to be made, there's money out here, hustling, that my mind just for some reason just links it straight back to my mind. He was like, it's money March, monkeys for sale, serious inquiries only.
Oh
too
my
much,
goodness!
too much.
Yeah, damn, man. Not in this. There's no time for bullshit in this economy, man.
Nah, for real.
No time for that. Literally, no time for that. Like, you don't know what Boris is gonna say tomorrow.
This is true. That this is
no
definitely
idea.
true. This is definitely true. So like, better make the house comfortable and just stay there. But yeah, so on this podcast we have a little segment that we call "What Are We Watching." It's basically our segment where we just talk about some of the TV shows and movies and even video games, to be fair, that we've seen, that we played, that we enjoyed and that we recommend to our listenership. So I'm gonna throw it to you first of all, T. If there's anything that you've seen or watched, movies, TV shows. Obviously, you mentioned Seinfeld a minute ago.
I just started gassing up because of the new Curb season. I started watching Seinfeld because I was like, everyone gasses about how good the Seinfeld thing is, and I was like, this is kind of dead. I thought I watched one episode and I was like, years back, I was like, it's kind of dead. But I was like, let me
Power through.
Let me stick with it. And it actually, it's banging. It's banging. It's like literally like the precursor for Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like literally all the same Larry jokes, like all the same moments. Basically just George being basically Larry David.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gangster. Yeah. Into it. Completely into it. So yeah, like Seinfeld.
Calm. Cam, Bez, one of you want to go?
Oof, recently, what have I been watching? I watched the first episode for Hawkeye, and
Sick.
it's not sick, but it's not
Bad.
for the first episode. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Like in comparison to the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it's like exploring like the after effects of him being Ronin, like for 5 years doing up madness, killing all the criminals and whatnot. So like, I feel like it could be all right, but then obviously there's the element of the fact that it's a Christmas show also, which is gonna get annoying.
Does he say
quickly.
you have failed the city?
He's not being Ronin anymore, so no. And it's funny because
Don't they do flashbacks to when he was, and he's like, "You have failed."
no, it just flashback. It flashback was the first episode, and it only flashback to like the scene that you see in Endgame.
Oh, don't give me hope. Yeah.
Where Natasha goes to see him in Japan.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it's funny because civilians are noticing him and being like, "Oh, you're Hawkeye." And I'm like, "But is he that known?" Like,
yeah.
But I mean, like, yeah, he's an Avenger, but of the Avengers, I feel like he would be the one that people would just miss.
Nah,
Because he has just a generic white boy face, you know. How does he stand out?
That's fair also, but I feel like all of them are probably mega superstars, which is why when Black Widow's going on and she's doing her super spy stuff and like just putting on a hat to hide it, I'm like, no, but fair enough. Like I see where you're going for, but no, someone would recognize you. But yeah, anything else?
Nothing's changed since last week. I'm still watching The Magicians, and that's it, really.
Calm. Bez, want to go for it?
Yeah, I rewatched Kuroko just because the last season came on Netflix. So I had to
I
rewatch
watched
that.
the movie of that.
Yeah,
It's decent.
it's not as good as the series, but it's decent though.
Yeah.
It's fun. I started watching Modern Family again just 'cause I couldn't see anything else to watch. I started watching that. It's quite funny. It's actually quite funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and I watched Red Notice, that new film with Ryan Reynolds and The Rock. It's pretty
I
good
watched
actually.
that as well.
It's decent. It's better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Okay.
And I started watching Homeland as well, just because I couldn't think of what to watch. I just started watching that. So it's all right so far, but I just literally just started it
Calm.
and playing Far Cry still.
Oh yeah, I was about to say I didn't know you bought it, but you told us last
Yeah,
time. Yeah. Alright, calm. Obviously, yeah. So I'm still playing Deathloop as well, which is still going off. Still a very, very sick game. Watch wise, I've watched The Eternals and Dune. I watched both of those in the cinema. Eternals, I don't know. I still stand by what I was saying about here a few episodes ago with Marvel fatigue. Man, I'm over it. Let's move on. And then Dune was so sick because Dune was like the start of a new kind of franchise, and that got me excited. Like the Marvel thing, like we're going over, like it's a new chapter in an old story kind of thing, and I'm kind of like, But this Dune thing, like you're inviting me into a new world. You know, I'm getting excited again. Like that's definitely a movie I think people should check out, man.
Did you watch the original?
I didn't watch the original. No, have you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm old. Like I said to you, I'm proud of you all, man. I've seen the original bare times.
What was the original saying? It was good.
The original's gangster, like it's got Sting in it. Like it's a gangster film. Like, yeah, original's banging, obviously. I watched Dune when I was in Canada, and I watched the new one, and then I went home and watched the
original again.
The original was a 3.5 hour watch.
Jeez.
I mean, if you don't want to know the story of what actually happens
Nah,
next
we'll do
in
that.
this series of what's going to come from these Dune ones, then don't watch it. But yeah, the original's bad.
This 2.5 hour movie, how much was that of like the original story?
It's exactly the same. Like even
I
some
mean,
of
like,
the,
but, like, in terms of like, the length of the
lengthwise,
story,
yeah.
like because obviously the original was you said 3 hour movie or something.
originals, like a 3.5 hour movie. So what they just
Is it
some
like
of the scenes
halfway?
they elongated. Yeah, they just elongated some of the scenes. Oh, in terms of like how long?
Yeah. So like how much more are we expecting? Is it
Probably
just
like
one more
2 more.
movie? 2 more movies?
Yeah, 2
Ah,
more.
okay, cool.
I'd say.
Okay.
That yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Trilogy.
it's like
They like to
one
stretch things out, so
Yeah.
trilogy could be cool.
Because when it started and it said part 1, I was like, does that mean that this movie is going to be split up into parts by itself? But I see now that obviously it's going to be because there's more parts to come.
Yeah, there's so like it's the first time in a long time that I've been to the movies and I've seen a film because I knew the story, but then when it's ended, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And I watched all the credits, everything come up, like whatever. I was like, there's got to be a little something else.
Nope.
Lead me to it. So kind of in a way that
This
there's
is only the beginning.
So
This is just the
I was
beginning.
like, I sat there for 2.5 hours and I was ready to sit there for another like 2.5 more.
yeah,
To
easily.
see where this scene goes.
So,
Like,
yeah, it's really, really
Yeah,
good.
it's just warm. Trust me, it's just warming up. Just warming up.
Yeah, I'm involved then. I'm
Like, old
involved. I'm
school head,
involved.
It's just like all the bang bang stuff is gonna come. Like, yeah, all the bang bang stuff's gonna come in the next one and the one after that.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This gets me excited, doesn't it? Like, maybe Marvel will get it back, but this sort of stuff gets me excited.
I feel like I don't know about you, but like I feel like for you, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, these movies should get you excited from watching them, just because they themselves have their movies. Obviously, Doctor Strange 1, the 2 Spider-Man movies, those are things already out. Like just inside the Marvel universe, those are their own like little pockets.
Yeah.
So I feel like those movies should be like good for you.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. They're coming soon, so we'll definitely see. Also, what else did I watch? Oh, I watched Super Crooks. I watched that literally like between yesterday and today.
All of it.
Oh
no, I've started it.
It's Super Crooks.
Super Crooks
on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
It's like an anime. It's a Netflix anime. But yeah, it's quite cool. Like, I feel like again we got a lot of superhero material right now though. But this is at least it's from the supervillain perspective, and it's quite a fun journey. I can't lie, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've been watching Eden Zero as well. The fairy tale clone.
Yeah,
it's like it's a light watch. So it's like literally like fairy tale, like a light watch. I can watch it. It's kind of fun, but it's jokes how similar to fairy tale it is.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same. I saw it on Netflix today. It looks exactly the same.
I mean, Happy's in it again.
The main guy looks like Natsu and everything. Like,
yeah.
Yo, didn't you watch that Way of the House Husband over the? Do you think it was good?
It was funny.
I didn't like the art. The still.
So it wasn't like fully animated. It was like stills and stuff, but it was still funny. Like
the art put me off it. Like I thought
the art was good though. It just wasn't animated. It was just like stills.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
So like I thought it was good because it would usually be like it would be one thing and then the punchline would happen and it would just be like a still, but it would be a still, but the punchline would be solid, so it'd be funny. Like.
Was it voiced and everything as well?
It was voice acted. Everything.
Stills like each.
What's it called? The Way of the
House Husband.
Yeah, something.
So it was like the animation was like it was less of like animation whereby like people are doing things or whatever.
It's like a manga.
It was like a manga, but like a kind of animated manga where like it might be the image might be shaking a bit if it's like an intense moment or something like that. Like so it's really subtly animated, but
I see what you mean.
But it's just jokes. Like
either of you any of you gonna watch Cowboy Bebop?
Nah.
I reckon.
Have you seen the anime?
I've seen the anime. Yeah, I'm a vibe, but it's a vibe. But I'm like, I can't. Can I watch this real life thing?
Yeah,
nah,
I don't think it'll work.
I can't. Well, I seen a little clip on Netflix, and I was just like, nah.
Yeah, I haven't seen the anime, but I watched the trailer, and I was like, this looks like it could be good. But I assume it's probably good for people who haven't seen the anime and like are just watching this for the first time.
Yeah,
I feel like how people work in live action though. Like it's one of them ones that
I feel like it will work better than a lot of previous stuff that they've done.
Yeah,
but then again, for example, Ghost in the Shell didn't quite hit.
True.
And that was a kind of similar kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I might check it out, but I haven't finished. I started Cowboy Bebop, the anime, like time ago, and I never finished it. So I kind of want to finish that before I do that. So.
Did you guys watch the real Death Note one as well?
Yeah.
I watched it and I turned it off.
It was so bad.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like that's what's turned me off this Cowboy Bebop thing. I was just like, you know what? Like they doesn't really work out. And that Death Note one was horrific.
Horrible. Yeah, horrible. Yeah, man. Bevan, since you're here, do you have any TV shows or movies that you've seen? Nah, man's just been hustling hard. Alright, calm. Alright, well then, I think that's pretty much us, unless anyone else has got anything to say. Nah. Well then, yeah, thank you to man like Mr. T.Williams for coming down.
Thank you for having me. Big up on the 30th. What's it? 30th, yeah? He said
30th episode,
30th episode, yeah, big up. Big up for staying consistent as well. Congrats.
We haven't missed episode yet.
30. Do it.
Yeah, so
I look forward to the 100th. Like, I look forward to it. We have to redo it on the 100th one.
Hopefully we make it that way.
The vibe.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'm here for
it. 100th one.
But yeah, so obviously, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. That's at 5 Letters Podcast. That's the number 5. Follow man like T.Williams. That's at T.Williams Music on both, I believe.
Everything.
At T.Williams Music. Yeah, hit him up. yeah, so for another 2 weeks, we'll be out of here. Make sure you come back in 2 weeks' time. We'll be back with another fresh episode 31. And what we're going to sign out on, one of my favorite T.Williams tracks, actually, with MJ Cole. We mentioned him earlier. Track entitled Priviledge. Yeah. So for another 2 weeks, we're out of here, man. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.